You do? You need more light? Well, come and turn the light on. I want it to burns. It burns bright.
You gingers.
Us gingers. It burns bright on my soul. Happy Hot Take Tuesday. Guess we're getting ready to head on into old Iran. Little Tehran action coming up here. People are getting killed. Trump's like, we're done. It's not going to happen. No more diplomacy. We're going to blow you up. It's coming. It's absolutely coming. So this will be interesting. I don't know when that is going to be. I don't even know what it looks like. I have no idea how we would even go into that situation. Because if they're battling in the streets, how do you decide who's good and bad? From what I understand, the Starlink has made some extra maneuvers. They have got Starlinks in some of these places throughout there, and they're going house to house looking for Starlinks because we're doing our part already of being peaceful. That's it. Can't believe they give me the whole thing with the trophy. I wanted the trophy. It's that lady, Machado. She wanted to transfer it to Trump, and they said, basically, we'll take it away from you if you try to do that. If you try to sell it, we're going to take it away from you. So I don't we're going to get deeper into this because I don't want a nation build. I don't. And you know what? The people don't want... Would they like some help? Yeah, the problem is they know the help comes with stuff. Like us running everything in some way, shape, or form. The puppet masters. And that never leads. That's what got us into the mess. But it is the young. The young are pissed. The young are angry. The young are over this. This all starts with austerity measures. They were sick and tired of what was happening. They're broke and they're angry. And when the kids are broke and angry, they get mad. And then they take to the streets. And that's where they are now. So this is going to be a very interesting few days. I don't know when anything's going to happen. I don't know even what it would look like. I've talked to my military guys, and he even said today, I don't know what that looks like. How, especially, yes, you can target certain places, but to try to protect the people, you have to go after the Revolutionary Guard. And that what they need is the actual military to finally say, we've had enough. We've had enough. We're not going to shoot innocent people on the streets. They executed someone today by hanging the first person who has defied Khomeini. So that's what
Are we sure it was because he defied Khomeini, or was it because he was gay?
No, this one looked like he just defied him. He's like, I'm not doing what you say. And they're like, no, you got to do it. No. And then this is the first, but how many bodies? You got to, you take it as a grain of salt. How many bodies are actually out there? We have no idea. I mean, they could say it's 50 and it could be 100. They could say it's 1,000. It could be 20. We don't know. But we are starting to I've noticed now more and more stuff is getting out of there. More and more videos, more and more information is getting out of there. And he's holding on by the skin of his teeth. And at what point, though, like, what do we do? And then what do we do? The other side of it is Israel. No offense, but the younger generation, they didn't really have a beef with Israel like the older generation did. And this younger generation that we're all trying to go in and make, was it Iran great again, according to Lindsey Graham, who's just the worst person. Isn't he? Is there a guy that warmongers more than somebody who will never go to war or send anybody to war?
Well, come on, Chad. Those bombs rust if you don't use them.
We don't have enough. All right? So this will be a very interesting situation if we get involved. I mean, dude, just don't do what Maduro did, right? Grab your stuff, get your butt over to the Kremlin, go hang out over there, go have all the debauchery you want as you pretend that you live some sort of high and mighty life, which we know you don't, and then see what happens. But if you're going to stick around, yeah, I think this is... if we don't do it, eventually they're going to get to you. Eventually, I believe they're going to get to you. And that isn't going to be a a pretty picture. I remember when the Ayatollah died, the first Ayatollah, Khomeini died. Do you remember when his funeral was and he was in the box and they were trying to get it to the helicopter and then everybody's pawing at it and tipped over?
Tipped over and he fell out.
Fell out. I'm like, oh, that was something I did need to see.
Messed up his beard.
Yeah. So several of you, let's fix the USA first. Graham is the worst person. I could think of far worse. You know what? It's hard for me to think of people that are far worse. You could say, and I'm talking about not baloney culture war fighty things. I'm talking about real issues where this guy wants to spend billions of dollars and send our men and women into harm's way. It seems to be all the time because I don't know what that's about, why there's such neocon warmongers. But what did somebody say earlier? What happened to the Don Roe instead of the Monroe? What happened to the Don Roe doctrine? I thought it was only our hemisphere. We're moving around. It's a bigger hemisphere. So we'll see. So use them or lose them.
The Eastern Hemisphere is connected to the Western Hemisphere. And if you take the Northern Hemisphere, connect it to the Southern Hemisphere, then move over to the Eastern Hemisphere, it's all one big piece.
All the spheres are together is what we're saying.
What about the hip bone and the leg bone?
Oh, absolutely.
They're not even connected anymore.
But it doesn't matter, though, because we would also go there. We're going to all of the places. Okay? We're going to all of them. They've got oil over there.
Earl.
Oil. You know what we got to do? We got to look up the pizza thing later on.
Have you ever seen the meme of Gordon Ramsay screaming at one of his chefs? And the caption reads, "You use so much oil, the U.S. wants to invade the plate."
That's so awesome. That is so awesome. Pizza index right now. Oh, baby. It feels like it's quiet in several of the places, but are you ready for this? Domino's has spiked 323% in the last couple hours. Busier, much busier than usual. So if you don't know what the pizza index is, you can go to pizzint.watch. These are all of the pizza places next to the Pentagon, and it tells you how far away they are at the Pentagon. And what that does is almost every massive move that the Pentagon has made, there has been a massive jump in pizza sales.
They ain't going out for lunch because they're planning.
They are planning. We're getting stuff done. And you know what it is? Everybody's like, no, man, I want to go to Piazza Pizza or We the Pizza. We're like, we can't, man, because we got coupons from Domino's because this is the time they decide to go cheap.
Dude, they're gonna have to put pizza parlors in the Pentagon.
Oh yeah.
To keep this information from getting out.
Yeah. It's no doubt. Yeah, I know it's National Pizza Week, but everybody else is doing okay. They jumped 323%. There's a reason for that.
Every week is National Pizza Week.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know how many, by the way, I'm a big fan of donuts, don't get me wrong, but I don't know how many times we can have a National Donut Day.
365?
Well, I know we can do that many, but I'm just letting you know that that's a lot. That's a lot of donies. So tonight, what you have to look for is if it starts to really move up about 3 o'clock through 9 o'clock, that's when you start to know, okay, they're sticking around. They're sticking around, which means that, like you said, everybody's working. Nobody's got a day off. It's about to get serious. And our legislators are back in session as 16 minutes ago?
Yep.
They break anything yet?
I haven't heard.
Are they yelling?
I don't know. Not yet.
How much of that tax dollars went to our website? Zero. That's not a government site because it runs.
Yeah, it actually works.
Yeah, it doesn't glitch.
Yeah. Do you remember that when Obama? They were like, okay, we got the Obama thing up, and you looked at it, and you're like, did you guys just go to GoDaddy? And somebody charged you $300 million?
It didn't even work.
I'm telling you, it's that part where, was it Judd Hirsch in Independence Day? He goes, you don't really think it costs $12,000 for Hammer, do you?
Yeah.
Like, how do you pay for all this? That is the realest thing you've ever seen.
And it was such an encapsulation of government.
Yeah.
They promote and supposedly build, and then they put it online and it won't work.
Won't work. If you guys want to know, people keep going, what's the name of that site? It is pizzint.watch, or you can just type in Pentagon Pizza Index and it'll be the first thing that pops up. So, in fact, last year, there was a few big reports about the fact that the government had actually gone and done the same thing, where they looked and say, "Hey, we're hearing about this," because they're so late to the game. Is this real? And they're like, "Oh my God, it is real." Yeah. Not Israel, is real. Get that away? I'm with the good friends. So just amazing, man. Just incredible. Why are we going in there? Why? We got so many other things we could spend money on. Let's not do it. Let's do a bob and a weave.
Dude, but all you have to do is just print money, and then it's all great. Then you got all the money you need.
That's right.
And all the inflation you'd ever want.
And your money, by the way, it never devalues. It just always stays strong. Never, because inflation went up again, which is not a good thing. So much stuff to get to today. I want to talk about the Timothy Busfield thing.
Yeah.
That is a weird thing, right?
Where's he at?
Very weird.
Weird. So if you guys don't know who he is, he's an actor. He was on The West Wing and several other things. Big director. He's married to Laura Ingalls.
He was on 30-something.
Yeah, Melissa Gilbert.
30-something, that's right. He was in Major League.
Yeah,
That movie where he played the kid's, buddy. And he's wanted for sex abuse.
Yep. Child sex abuse.
Against two kids, and he just disappeared. It's like,
Lives in Albuquerque.
what the hell's wrong with Albuquerque?
I don't know. I loved it.
Did you?
But then we had to go.
Of all the places you have lived, what have you loved the most?
I was happiest in Albuquerque. I loved it. And the reason I say that is because at the time it was just me and my wife. We had no kids. All we had to worry about was ourselves.
See, kids, he was happier without you.
No, I love my kids. I'd give my life for my kids, but I'm just saying that's where I was. I mean, I was just at the pinnacle of just, man, life was great. No worries whatsoever.
No stress. No stress.
No stress.
Doing a lot of partying.
Yeah, no stress.
I didn't do that much partying
But
there.
there's no stress. If you find out you got extra money in your account.
And the weather is outstanding.
Yes, it is.
It does get cold in the winter, but the summers, I mean, by 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening, and you could have a 105-degree day, but by 6:30, 7 o'clock, by 8 o'clock, you're in the 70s.
It's like that in Arizona. Arizona, you go outside and you're like, it's 119. By the time the minute the sun starts at like 5 o'clock, it gets to its highest, it drops like 20 degrees. Next thing you know, even at 90 degrees, you're outside and like, this is beautiful out here.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
It was great.
What about you, Bell? What's the best place you ever lived?
Yeah, Brother Bilal.
Other than here,
Yeah.
definitely Dallas.
The Big D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going to the Big D. I don't mean Dallas. That's a
good country song.
It is. I spent time in Dallas. I'm at one of my big stations in Dallas, and I like Dallas, but nothing seems to ever happen there. It's just kind of a
It's just a
Well,
big
the president did
place.
lose his scalp there once.
Yeah, but that was it. That was it. Like, you guys get one thing, and that's it. We're like, we chose big. So it was, yeah. But outside of that, it just seems to be, it's very, and the Cowboys.
Lots of Cowboys.
Well, yeah, if they didn't suck, it might be a little better.
I bet if you were there in the 90s, you're like, this is the place to be.
Now, one thing similar, to Dallas is Nashville traffic.
Yes.
You can get killed there just as easily as you can here.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
the worst traffic I've ever experienced, though, was in Atlanta. Still puts
That's what I
Like
hear.
around Buckethead and all that kind of getting into downtown and whatnot.
just like, especially on the drive home during drive time in the afternoon. If you're on the loop, there's a point where the sun is just directly in your face. So there could be absolutely no reason to slow down, and people are hitting the brakes because they can't see anything.
Shame!
Shame.
Shame! Don't do that. All right, so good stuff to get today. It's Hot Take Tuesday. Give us your hot take, non-political hot take about anything crazy, wild, you name it. We're ready to rock and roll the hot take. We're going to talk about the new session kicks off. Some interesting stuff. We want to get rid of more taxes. I always ask the question, though, sounds great, but we do have to fund stuff. So there's always that question. I know it's pesky, but we should also have that question as well. It is Chad Bensio, Super Talk 997.
the Super Talk 99.7 WTN app.
Prize Picks has your winnings ready. Are you ready for this? Go to Prize Picks now. Download the app. It is awesome. America's #1 fantasy sports app. So how does it work? You're picking more or less based on players' projected stats. And I watch the games like soccer. Soccer's my big thing I do, but also football. And last night, thank you very much, did very well. And it's just more or less based on their stats, whether it's touchdowns or, baseball's here, home runs or hits or, soccer, it's passes or shots or goals or whatever it is. You're just picking more or less based on that, and that's it. They've got amazing things where you can get paid out early even before the game's over. They got injury reboots. You can stack. You can do hybrid from one sport to another. 2 or more players. That's your lineup. Up to 6. You win 2,000 times your money. Check this out. When you use my code Chad, $50 in lineups instantly in your account to continue to play with win or lose after you play that first $5 lineup. What are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app now. Use my code Chad to get $50 instantly in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Drivers on I-65 in Williamson County. I'm telling you, you can't win for losing right now. 65 northbound is closed between I-840 and Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek Bypass, exit 61. That's due to a crash. Cool Springs, we got a vehicle fire blocking the right 2 lanes of 65 southbound right before Moore's Lane. And then in Franklin, the left lane is blocked 65 southbound right before I-840. And doctors are calling it a breakthrough. Cancer survival rates have increased. This story and more at 1230 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It is that time of the day and week when we turn to ourselves and say, we got stuff to be heard because we got... Really? Hot take, Bell, fail. Ready? We're going to try this again, Bell. Hot take Tuesday. That's not a hot take. That's just a news flash.
That is the best sounder.
Yeah. I got some more good ones, too, I put together. Been rocking and rolling. So awesome. So hot takes, you guys know how it works. We do hot takes here. Hot takes are ridiculous hot takes based on stuff that you've always thought about. It has nothing to do with politics. We stay away from that. These are fun. We're going to start with Bell because Bell flamed out there.
I have two TVs. One is a Roku and the other is an LG. The Roku I have no problems with. I am so sick of the LG TV constantly asking me if I'm still there and if I still want to keep watching what I'm watching. If I want to change the channel or turn the power off, the remote is right next to me. LG, piss off.
Woo! And Fuego out the gates. LG not getting love from Bell. All right, young Ken.
January is proof the calendar hates us. All the bills and none of the holidays.
So true. What do they say? Is it next Tuesday? Next Tuesday or the first Tuesday in February
Right.
are supposed to be the worst, most depressing days in the year.
Right.
I think the next time we get something fun is when that rat comes out and we find out there's more winter.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Wonder what those things taste like cooked.
Beaver.
Probably.
They're just land beavers. Okay, guys, my hot take is you guys know my love of music because we have One Hit Wonder Wednesday, which, by the way, I think we're giving away tickets tomorrow to, I was going to say Benito Mussolini, but that'd be weird to see him, sing because he doesn't sing very well because he's dead. Andre Bocelli and our good guy and yours, Copacabana himself.
No, let's just give away the Bocelli tickets and
Okay.
we keep the Manilow.
All right. We'll do that. Maybe that's not happening. Mine is Bob Weir died over the weekend. Bob Weir. He was one of the driving forces behind the worst music of all time. Crappy ass jam music where you got to be high to listen to it because one song sounds like four songs, sounds like, oh my God, it's awful. They're the worst band. Second is Fish.
They always talk about the Taylor Swift effect when it comes to the economy of
Yeah.
the cities that she goes to. The Grateful Dead were having that impact decades ago because you would go from having next to no drug trafficking in a city to having a massive amount of drug trafficking in a city wherever they toured.
Yeah. You guys know what that smell is? That's nobody bathing. That is grease and pot and patchouli.
And a lot of money.
And a lot of money.
I was listening to a Grateful Dead album this morning, and it turned into Bob Weir chanting for 5 minutes.
Why?
And I finally just said, okay, I got to go to the next song.
Now you're like, oh my God, Chad's right. This is stupid.
Was he inspired by Yoko or something?
This is stupid.
That's what it kind of sounded. It sounded like he was, I don't know, trying to do like a Catholic choir or something, but it was himself.
It was so awful.
And it was not good.
No, it's not. It's crap. Because you could just do anything, right? And they're all, they got their outfits on. It's all tie dye, and they're like, and they're just playing. And everybody, here's the other thing: all of them are playing whatever they want on stage. It's like watching 5 or 6 concerts by themselves. That every once in a while the music comes back to, but it's just really about grooving, man. Oh, shut up.
I do like their music. I just don't like the chanting.
No, the chanting is not good. Chanting's not good for
But you
anything.
are right. Sometimes you don't know what you're listening to.
No,
it
it's all-
sounds like everybody's playing something different sometimes.
Yeah, it's like this. It's just so, and it's all off key. White people. This is what you get with white people. I hate the Grateful Dead. How many more left are there?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, they're replacing members, though. It's like Bruce Hornsby's in the Grateful Dead now, and John Mayer's in the
John
Grateful
Mayer.
Dead.
John Mayer did you see what he's trying to do? He
What?
spent like $60 million trying to bring back the LA music scene or whatever, do all this stuff, rehab it. But yeah, he's like,
What, more hair bands?
I don't know, maybe. Hey, you know what? Better than the Grateful Dead. It's in their name. In their name, you hippies. Bunch of hippies. All right, coming up. Talk a little about the session, getting ready to kick off. We're monitoring whether or not we are going to attack Iran because Trump's like, we've had enough. Help's on the way. It's going to be fantastic. You guys are going to love it. Do you guys still have oil?
We got to use these bombs or send them back.
That's right. They've got a sell by date on them. Seen it stamped. Talk about that, among other things, straight ahead. Chad Ben Show. Super Tough. 99 cents.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories and bad news. Drivers 65 at northbound is closed in Franklin due to a crash. This crash right in between 840 exit 59 and Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek bypass exit 61. The slowdown starts at the Thompson Station Road overpass. Then in Cool Springs, you've got a vehicle fire blocking the right lane of 65 southbound before Moores Lane. And then the left lane is blocked 65 southbound right before I-840, where that northbound closure is. And Channel 4 says it looks like northbound 840, or rather northbound 65 there at 840 in Franklin could be closed a couple of hours. We'll let you know. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Doctors are calling it a breakthrough. Cancer survival rates increasing dramatically over the years. Findings from the American Cancer Society show that 70% of people diagnosed with cancer survived 5 years or more in the period from 2015 to 2021. That's up from about half in the mid-1970s. Lower smoking rates, better therapies, and the ability to catch cancer earlier has all contributed. And a manhunt is underway for actor Timothy Busfield over a child sex abuse charge. According to the criminal complaint, the actor and director is accused of inappropriately touching a young child actor on the set of a TV series, starting when the boy was 7 years old. U.S. Marshals assisting Albuquerque police in the manhunt. ABC's Alex Stone has more on the allegations.
The allegations are that he would go into rooms on the set where there was a bed, bedrooms, other things away from people, and that the sexual activity would happen with the boy there. But at least to police, he's saying they were playful, but that there was nothing sexual.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
From the Beacon Capital Management Weather Center.
Big temperature swings all week long. I'm WSMV4 First Alert Meteorologist Melanie Layden. After a cold start this morning, temperatures bounce back to the 60s this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Expect off and on rain throughout the day Wednesday, followed by a strong cold front that will drop our temperatures to near freezing for the highs on Thursday. Some areas in the Cumberland Plateau could even see a light dusting of snow late Wednesday night.
All right, guys, Middle Tennessee, you heard that? Some snow maybe arriving. What are you going to do? Busy bee plumbing, heating, and cooling, because, as the cool comes in, you want to make sure you're warmed up and those pipes are ready. So what do they have for you? 0% financing when it comes to HVAC for 18 months, complimentary UV light, and so this is with any new unit install, plus free 5-year labor upgrade. That's $750 value. Boom, for you. They've got your indoor air quality covered. 15% off UV lights when you book a premium air duct cleaning. Special service including $49 for a multi-point furnace inspection, $250 off smart auto whole home water shutoff for peace of mind during those freezing times. And if we're talking about plumbing, 0% finance plus 50-gallon water heater with select repipes, or $600 off if not applicable, and save $600 on a Halo filtration and softener combo. But it's not just that. You buy a Beehive membership. Guess what? You get one for free to give to a friend. That's what I'm talking about. That's not cold. That's warm. Call 615-775-7833, 615-775-7833, or check them out online at busybhvac.com. Busy Bee, your comfort, our mission.
and getting ripped off by auto repair shops, you're not alone. It's one of the reasons I started Eurofix and AmeriFix, because all I ever heard was they keep your car forever, they're not honest, and they don't call you back when they say they will. Call in this Saturday beginning at 8 a.m. to get advice about your vehicle, and let's see if we can fix it. Find out how to keep from getting ripped off and avoid costly mistakes with your car. Join me this Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Fixing Cars with Aaron Stokes on Super Talk 997 WTN.
Paid for by Eurofix and AmeriFix.
If you don't recognize the person in the mirror, and if diet and exercise are not working like they used to, Edge Peptide Therapy can reignite your metabolism. Lose weight and keep it off. Compounded weight loss peptides and hormone balancing are done right at Edge. They're your exclusive Nashville area peptide specialists, sourcing from the best U.S. FDA certified compounding pharmacies. At Edge, your consultation fee of $250 is waived with your initial order. Restore and thrive. Call 615-724-1878. Online at edgepeptide.com.
Tell you what, this guy just texted in. He called Belle and I horrible names because we don't ever want to fight for all the good things. I'm like, what are we fighting for? Why is let me ask you this, okay? Maybe you guys are all, this is just what America is. Go fight for the Lindsey Grahams and the billionaires of the world and send our sons and daughters all over the planet to die for crap that we pretend is America. We're spreading stuff. No, we need to take care of our own here first. Then go from there. The president of peace, why? We bombed Iran several months ago, and now we're going to go in and do what? Venezuela, Greenland, we're just going to take it all because we can? How's that America?
This world belongs to us, man.
No, it's what it is, man. We take everything we want. No, I'm sorry. It's insane. We've got $38 trillion in debt.
That bought a lot of security, dude.
Yeah. How many people have we destroyed in the Middle East? There's not a country on the planet we haven't done something to at some point in time because we're like a puppy dog. We're big. We got big, bouncy things. We do stuff. We think it's right, but we get sold a bill of goods on a daily basis that this is
and we buy it.
Yeah, and everybody buys it because they wrap it up in patriotism.
Got to get us some weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, except for the part where they're not there. It's okay, though. Red, white, blue. Remember that. Remember, guys, Iraq, they did study groups to find out how they could sell it to the American people for it to be patriotic.
They did the same thing with the Kuwait War.
Yeah.
And don't forget our successes, though. We spent 20 years in Afghanistan to replace the Taliban with the Taliban.
The Taliban. Yeah, there we go. Solid. I'll fight for America and the freedoms, what it stands for, but do you really want to send your kids all over the globe? To what? To be in harm's way? Because we need to protect a base that somebody says is strategic to us? Because they have oil there or something like that? No, I don't think so. I want to take care of us first. Think of us as an airplane, and if we have issues, what's the first thing you do? They don't tell you to put oxygen masks on everybody else's face and get to you last. Those same people that fought in Iraq, you know where you are? You can find them usually stepping over them somewhere in the middle of a suburban area. Because we're going to take good care of them. We didn't, by the way. And a lot of people also agree that the Grateful Dead are stupid.
Government, when you absolutely need it done wrong.
But you need it to be expensive. Yeah.
Much more so than if the private sector did it.
Not just wrong, expensive. There's a difference. It's both right and wrong. All right, let's talk about what's going on locally here. Would you fight for Nashville? What? We got stuff happening.
It's a new year. It's a new session, but there's going to be a couple things recycled actually from 2025, including a bill that would allow local school districts, public local school districts, to charge tuition to undocumented students. Those for the bill say those students put a strain on the district. Those against tell Fox 17 it would have a negative effect on low-income and immigrant families already struggling to access basic educational resources. It did pass the state Senate last session, but it did not make its way through the House. How about a new bill Democrat State Representative Gabby Salinas out of Memphis is proposing a bill hoping to keep immigration enforcement away from schools and churches without prior notice. It would bar ICE from all pre-K through 12 school grounds and all church properties without prior notification. Both bills set to be discussed, as well as other things regarding immigration. The session starts up today at noon.
So no worry. We got that. So what we want to do is we want to make immigrant children, illegal immigrant children, pay for school and make sure ICE isn't there. It's kind of weird, right? Because they're probably not going to pay for school, so you don't really have to have ICE there. But that's the staging area that we've talked about the other day that they're really, they're trying to focus on. The other stuff they're talking about, no taxes on groceries. That sounds great. But it goes back to, okay, how do we replace that? How do we replace the no tax on groceries? And that's that's an important thing. But there's so many people that are living at the point where, that 4%, and depending on what city you live in, that city tax that they charge, that's 6%, 8%. Yeah, that could save you a little bit of money here and there, but it doesn't mean that we're just going to be like, oh, there's $1 billion, $2 billion, we're good with it. Because as we all know, government's never good with it. Ever good with it. It's expensive. I don't know if you saw this, Ken, but did you see the fact that they're saying childcare is more expensive in some place here in Tennessee than in-state tuition in some colleges?
I can believe it.
Think about that. Childcare is more expensive. So you're sending your toddler to childcare while you and your husband work, and that costs more than sending them in-state to some colleges.
Well, just skip the middleman and send your toddler to college.
Yeah. That's a good idea. How smart your kid. It doesn't matter. It wants a degree, and it wants it bad.
I mean, 26 years ago, my wife and I decided that she would stay home because we didn't want to pay child care. It was just too expensive.
Well, it was not.
And for us, we'd have just been spinning our wheels.
Yeah.
We'd have been paying for child care, so my daughter would be in child care.
You would have been working. One of you would work to pay for that.
Right.
And you would have ended up at the same spot.
Yes, pretty much.
And that is, man, the cost here and everywhere. I've seen it. It's insane. I mean, I don't know what it's like in, say, Minneapolis, but I heard it's not that expensive at the Leering Center. But to think that if you have two kids and you're sending them, I mean, I'm hearing stories like it's $20,000 a year, $30,000, depends on what kind of school you send them to. I mean, you might as well send them off to college. And the other big thing that I'm interested in is the data centers. I've been telling you guys this. These data centers are going to be crazy expensive when they go up, and you're going to see a giant, just like you're seeing with Columbia and the giant jump in water that's coming, you're going to see that where everybody else is already coming out. And one of the big talking points tonight, Trump's going to Michigan. He's pushing, trying to figure out a way to make these things more affordable because he understands when energy goes up like this, it doesn't matter how cheap your gas is if the rest of your energy prices eclipse that.
State Rep Clemens is pushing a bill aimed at regulating high-performance computing facilities here in Tennessee. The proposal would require these data centers to dedicate at least half of their computing power to public benefit, like research or educational projects. Clemens' bill also calls for annual reports on energy use and carbon footprint, along with internal audits to ensure compliance. Supporters say the measure would make sure Tennessee's growing tech industry benefits the public, not just private companies, while also keeping an eye on environmental impacts.
Because the more energy that's consumed by these data centers, the higher utility rates are going to go. Your electricity bill will increase if you have data centers nearby. So if the state of Tennessee is going to allow these data centers, what we want to see is that if they're using all this energy, at least 50% of it has to be used for public benefit. It has to be used for some scientific research or educational purposes or something that's going to contribute and give back to the community that's taken a bit of a hit for having that data center or that computer data.
And that comes, I mean, we've got to have a way to get a hold of some of these things because the amount, the devil's in the details. in some of these places. When I was out, because like I said, I have a station that I do stuff for out in Texas, and I was out in Dallas, and one of the things they just put in, everybody was excited for, because the work looked, oh my God, there's going to have people working here. Well, they only work there to build the building. Nobody needs to be there. It's just a giant room that is a bunch of, it's the power service, all that kind of stuff. Here was the big deal. In the fine print during the summer, they were the ones who got to keep their power on all the time if they had to tell everybody to shut their power down because it was hurting the grid too much. So they're first in and the only one to stay. And then prices started to rise. And in Virginia, where there's a lot of this, because it's in and around, obviously, D.C., you've seen a lot of these things, those prices have gone up ridiculous amounts of money in just several months. So, yeah, I think that, until we figure out a way to get nuclear on board, this is what we got. All right. Talk a little bit about Scott Adams died. Dilbert. What do you see? I'm going to read you what one publication put on the front, which I just thought, what the hell are you talking about? Just ridiculous. Is Aaron Rodgers, did he play his last game last night?
Dude, he got hammered.
He did.
I mean...
I told my wife on one play, he's scrambling to his right.
Yeah.
And he throws the ball out of bounds. And the guy just missed him. And I looked at my wife and I say, why does a 43-year-old want to be chased around by a guy twice his size who's faster than him in the freezing conditions out there? I know you've got it, but you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. Dude, at some point in time, no. I mean, he would get up and his helmet's on sideways. Yeah. I'm like, oh, this isn't going well.
They put it in slow motion. You watch his face grimace as he's getting hit, which, is kind of a natural reaction anyway, but he was getting hit. And did you see, and I know this happens sometimes, but I saw this happen to him twice. He just fell down.
Yeah.
Nobody even touched him, and he just tripped over his own feet.
Oh, God. Well, yeah, because he's terrified.
And
because you could see that Father Time was not only winning, but you could hear Father Time coming for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was, I mean, you don't want, what's the old saying, leave the game before the game leaves you?
Right.
I think he stayed too long. I think once he tore his Achilles, I know he wanted to come back one more year. He should never have come back this year. He should never have come back.
He could have gotten really hurt last night, man, because, I mean, his offensive line was not giving him any time whatsoever. That Texan defensive line, they were all over him. And those boys weren't slowing down.
I mean, it was sad though, because his last pass was just pick six.
Yeah.
You almost want him to come back for one more game, throw a pass, get a completion, and then retire.
Yeah, that's it.
Retire. All right, we'll talk about that. Scott Adams passing away, a bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad Bench, Super Talk 997. Bulwark Capital. Let me tell you something about Bulwark Capital. They're awesome. And right now is your opportunity to get yourself a free webinar with them. So what they're doing is it's called a New Year review. They're going to go over and show you all the things they think is going to happen. AI, how much can it affect your, portfolios, your investments, your retirement. On top of that, what it is that they do at Bulwark: lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. And they're going to show you how they work and why they are so successful at what they do. And it's absolutely free. It's happening the 29th of this month. And it is at 3:30 Pacific, 6:30 East Coast, 5:30 our time. It's 30 minutes, man. You're going to learn a lot of stuff. Worst case scenario, you go, oh, wow, I learned a lot of stuff. And they're going to show you what value investing is about and how they take a global look at the markets when others just don't. So sign up today. It's absolutely free to you. It is a New Year review. You can also get your entire portfolio reviewed by them as well. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up for Bulwark Capital's New Year Reset webinar, January 29th, 5:30 our time, from Bulwark Capital. Investment advisory service offered through Check Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk not a guarantee. Past performance not guarantee future results. Check 2605.
Drivers, we got a big problem in Williamson County right now. 65 northbound is shut down between I-840 and Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek Bypass for a crash. Cool Springs got a vehicle fire. The right lane is blocked 65 southbound before Moores Lane. The left lane of 65 southbound is closed right there where northbound is actually shut down for that crash going northbound. And then further southeast of Nashville, eastbound 24 is still down to one lane there at Manchester. It looks like the right lane is open. They had a crash there, and it's still working. Breakthroughs in cancer treatment. That story and more coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That guy's a little angry, don't you think, Bell? Bell and I have been called bitches about 90 times in the last 5 minutes.
His wife must have beat him up this morning.
No doubt. Don't you ever talk about the military again. Really? Is that what we're going to do? Are we only allowed to talk about stuff that we could, okay. So
I think we should only be allowed to talk about things that our tax money's spent on.
yeah. Okay. Well, or just you can't. You never did. Okay, cool. Well, did you play pro football? Then you can never talk about football. Big college football? No, you can never talk about it. You don't know.
I don't think you guys were disparaging the military.
It's not about the military. It's about the leaders. It's not about the military. None of it's about the military.
Best way to honor dead soldiers is stop creating so many
That's
of
right.
them.
That's exactly it. Me wanting to fight for, I don't know, what I was told this administration was going to be about, which was America first, and that we're not going to get into any wars. He's bombed Somalia more than any other president. No, not Minneapolis. He is, give him time. He is, we went in, did what we did, and the amount of, over in Venezuela, Iran, all of this stuff. I don't want to create any more dead kids or people anywhere else in the globe.
He branded himself as the president getting us out of wars.
I don't see a problem with this. I don't know why that's and for the one guy that keeps calling you an I bitch, there's been 10 going. I used to fly. One guy just said, I used to fly from Afghanistan all of our men and women home that lost their lives. And he goes, I'll tell you, it's not worth it. Like you said, we spent how many years and trillions of dollars in those places to return Afghanistan back to the people that we took it from. But I can guarantee you a whole bunch of other people got rich. And that's my issue. That should be all of our issues. I've seen some of those. People are posting pictures now about that crash.
Man.
There was a helicopter.
Yeah, it's...
That was lifelike, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was lifelike.
Yeah, it's they're saying that could be a couple of hours before that's reopened.
Was it a truck? Like a dump truck or something?
Yeah, like a dump truck and a pickup.
Oh.
And I'm telling you, dump trucks win every time.
Every time.
Especially if they're loaded.
Yeah. And you're coming faster than they are at rest. Oh, that's a horrible situation. Say the prayers out there. All right, coming up, hour number 2 of the program. More. We just, it looks like, and it sounds like, that the trans battle going on in the Supreme Court is going to go the way of the states. We'll talk a bit about that, among other things. Straight ahead, Chad Ben Show, Super Talk 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Again, drivers, northbound 65 is shut down between I-840 and Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek Bypass in Franklin. Southbound 65, you've got the left lane blocked there for that crash. And then in Cool Springs, 65 southbound before Moores Lane, you've got the right lane blocked due to a vehicle fire. And then eastbound 24 is down to one lane. Only the right lane is open right there at Manchester for a crash. And that is backed up almost all the way to Highway 41. So a lot for you to contend with out there, drivers. Stay safe. Keep it right here. We'll let you know whenever they reopen 65 northbound there in Franklin. This year, just over 2 million people are expected to be newly diagnosed with cancer. But thanks to new breakthroughs in treatment, 70% of them are expected to live at least 5 years or more. Here's ABC's Sherry Preston.
The American Cancer Society's 2026 report has some encouraging news, including that 5-year overall survival rate. For the 3 in 4 people diagnosed with lung cancer, the 5-year survival rate has also increased.
It's still the number 1 cause of cancer mortality. It's more than twice as much as number 2 and number 3, which are colorectal cancer and pancreas.
The American Cancer Society's Chief Science Officer, Dr. William Dayhut, credits better treatment and much lower smoking rates for the decrease in cancer deaths nationwide. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Right now, a manhunt is underway for actor Timothy Busfield over a child sex abuse charge. According to the criminal complaint, the actor and director is accused of inappropriately touching a young child actor on the set of a TV series starting when the boy was 7 years old. U.S. Marshals are assisting Albuquerque police in the manhunt. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
This began back in several months ago, but it went back to 2022 and 2024 when the boy was 7 and then 8 years old, and that he allegedly had nightmares and PTSD, and the family went to a hospital and then reported it to police from there. Now, the allegations are that this was going on the set over a period of time on the cleaning lady set as Busfield was directing several of the episodes and went on for a number of months, a number of years.
Here in Tennessee, as the legislative session resumes, leaders are tackling the rising cost of groceries. Democrats propose removing grocery sales tax for low-income families, while Republicans aim to scrap the tax entirely for everyone. The state's grocery tax sits at 4%, with local taxes adding more. Lawmakers say they're committed to helping families, but funding the cuts could be tricky, like finding ways to offset the loss of that revenue from the grocery tax. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Tuesday, Hot Take Tuesday. We'll have a hot take coming up a little bit. We're watching that traffic out there. It's going to be a nightmare. Hopefully you guys got some food. Could be there for a while.
Yeah, Channel 4 said about an hour ago it could be at least a couple of hours before they reopen northbound 65.
Man, that's you hope it goes faster, and you hope that because it was Life Flight.
Yeah,
Some of the pictures. Bell's like, dude, look at the pictures sent in. Those things were.
Yeah, and they don't send Life Flight out on a whim.
No. You got to be in some serious trouble. So we'll find out more about that. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on. Maybe we will, maybe we won't do something in Iran. Trump has kind of hinted that he's done with the talks at this point in time. And everybody, if you're any kind of any relation to any American, if you're working there for a company.
Not a bad idea. I think they should get out.
Get out, he says. Get out. I think any American, I think you should get out. Get out. He said help's on the way because we're supposed to have talks, and he said we're going to have talks with them. And then it was like, we're not going to have any talks because they're out there killing their people. And that's it. We're done. So it's time to get serious about this. And I don't know what that means. I don't. What I do know is it's getting uglier and uglier.
A DC-based human rights organization has said that the death toll has now spiked to nearly 2,000 people killed in the crackdown since last Thursday. We've also been speaking with activists and also with a physician who's talking with hospital workers in Iran who describes dozens of bodies being brought into hospitals with gunshot wounds, including many shot to the head.
Which is frightening. And the way that the tide's going to turn, obviously, is at some point in time. So they've got their Republican Guard. So that's like their really important badasses, if you will, that they have. And then they have their regular military. At some point, you would like to think that the military said, I'm no longer going to shoot on my own people. I'm not doing this. We're not going to do this. And then that's when the tide, I think, will turn. But I don't know when and if that's coming.
Oh, yeah. If the mullahs lose the military, they're done for.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't even have to lose the entire military. If they lost the majority of it, if they lost 51%, it'd be done.
Yeah. If they lose 51% of the military, if they finally get some military that just starts to refuse orders, that's going to pick up fast. It's the Revolutionary Guard that you would have to, they're the ones that would eventually at some point in time probably have to clash with the military. And then at that point in time, all bets are off. Remember, was it over the weekend? Trump said 50 people get killed, then we're going in. They're talking about up to 2,000 already. So you can add to that.
Yeah, on Monday it was 550.
Yeah. And they're doing public executions, to try to show people, hey, don't do this. So, I mean, it is, this is, I have a feeling it's, if we allow this to naturally take place where we don't turn it into a Syria or a Libya, we don't become, the puppet leaders of some country, I think they'll be able to do this on their own in a much faster way. But the rate that it's going is huge. And that, yes, we're already in there playing a role. We are. In some way. And that's a lot with information. We're moving stuff to areas where people can then use the satellites, and they've got the Starlinks. They're going house to house with that, which is, I had a Starlink out because that's how far I lived out in the middle of nowhere in Arizona.
In terms of the ground piece that you would have at your house, what's that look like and how obvious is it?
It's a small little, looks like a satellite dish. So it could look like Dish TV or one of those things.
Is it like easy to hide and still use?
Yeah, they could easily hide it. Yeah, especially if you're up in in Tehran is a very modern city. I try to tell you, you go look at Tehran. It looks like a European city, and if you're up high in any of the apartments, you could have it out kind of on your balcony, even in your house, pointing out, and you're going to get some reception. So those things are everywhere. This is. And you got the other thing is too, you've got a whole bunch of people that are old and desperate. So God willing, they don't do anything stupid. But then you've got to think about who does the Mossad have over there? Because yes, the Mossad will have people in there, pulling the strings as well. It's just how long will this last? And, I think with the amount of people killed now, I think you get to a point where you get past a certain level of people and you realize, okay, we're not turning back. Because if we turn back now, it's over for good. We got to go forward. So it's going to be interesting, no doubt about that. The trans issue being settled in court. What's the trans issue? So today's the day they were hearing two cases in the court, SCOTUS, about states and the banning of the trans athletes, because that's what it is, the banning of trans athletes. And it's, as we've always said, it's never a girl, right, named Nancy that becomes Michael, then goes plays on the boys team and like, oh my God, Michael's crushing it out there. It's never that. So what has happened is, if you know anything at all about what goes on in these hearings, is the back and forth, you get a sense of where they're going to go when it comes to their decision. I expected it today to pretty much be a slam dunk for the Republicans who, the people that brought this. You knew this was going to be a slam dunk because they're a conservative court and they've sided on numerous occasions on a lot of the cultural issues. And this was going to be one of those as well. And judging by what, they were asking, Samuel Alito here, you can sense that, yes, they're going to uphold these.
You agree that a school may have separate teams for a category of students classified as boys and a category of students classified as girls?
Yes, Your Honor.
If it does that, then is it not necessary for there to be, for equal protection purposes, if that is challenged under the Equal Protection Clause, an understanding of what it means to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that definition? For equal protection purposes, what does it mean to be a boy or a girl or a man or a woman?
Sorry, I misunderstood your question. I think that the underlying enactment, whatever it was, the policy, the law, we'd have to have an understanding of how the state or the government was understanding that term to figure out whether or not someone was excluded. We do not have a definition for the court. And we don't take issue with we're not disputing the definition here. What we're saying is that the way it applies in practice is to exclude birth sex males categorically from women's teams, and that there's a subset of those birth sex males where it doesn't make sense to do so according to the state's own interest.
So you're trying to say, so if this kid over here, when he was a boy, still is a boy, but he was going by a boy, if he's dominant, then no, he can't go over because he's too dominant. But if he was a boy and he was just, he's never played volleyball before and he wants to go play volleyball, but he sucks, that's okay. This was never about the kids and their sports or any of this stuff. As somebody texted earlier said, I was listening. This has always been about the advocates pushing agendas. They do not care what happens to these kids after they're done with them. Once they have served their purpose, they do not care. And that's the sad part of all of this. While everybody, debates the merits of should they or shouldn't they, look, even in their own large organizations, they have tried to stay away from the sports debate for years because it's one they knew they were going to lose. GLAAD, which is one of the famous gay groups that is advocacy groups out there, has always tried to stay as far away from this. They've even had it in some of their notes last year, the year before last, that this is not a winning issue. It's not. But remember, advocates, right? It's like anything. If you solved hunger today, do you think all of those charities are going to close up shop and say, well, we don't want to do this anymore, we're going to go somewhere else? They're going to look for something else. So once the gay community got equality, the gays are like, yay, and they're moving on. But the advocacy groups are like, nah, we got stuff to do. Well, this is a building. We got to pay rent. We got jobs. What's the next thing we can do? So this was always going to go in that direction. And I never really worried about that. because they're not saying the kids can't go to school. That'd have been a different issue. They're not saying any of those things. But when it comes to, and this is a state-by-state thing. This is not a federal thing. I think it's 28 states, maybe 28 or 30 states that have banned boys playing women's sports, or girls' sports or whatever, unless it's a co-ed league. Because that'd just be silly at that point in time. Why have co-ed? So not a shocker on this one. We are keeping track of that massive crash out there. The backup is huge. So where exactly is it again, Ken?
It's northbound 65. It is in between Goose Creek Road overpass and I-840.
So if you're out there or you're headed that way or whatever, just whatever you do, don't. Anywhere around there, get off, go another direction, abandon your car and run away. Take a scooter, I don't know, helicopter. But this is a nasty, it's going to be there for a while too. It's going to absolutely be there for a while. And one of the other weird stories that I've been paying attention to because I find it bizarrely fascinating is Timothy Busfield. He still acts, right? Like this is a guy that's still active.
I think he's at least still directing.
Yeah. And you guys recognize him. He was on The West Wing, 30-something, bunch of movies he's directed, been in.
ABC News confirming U.S. Marshals have been called in to help find and arrest Timothy Busfield. He's accused of sex crimes on a child while he was directing episodes of the TV show The Cleaning Lady. In 2 instances, one in 2022 and one in 2024, he allegedly sexually touched a young male actor on set. In a criminal complaint, Busfield allegedly told police the set was a playful environment and that he had tickled boys on set, but that it was not sexual. He claimed the boy's family was angry about the boy getting fired from the show. Police are searching for Busfield now. Alex.
So there's that. So horrible, but he's just disappeared. And I was reading about he's married to Elizabeth Gilbert,
Melissa Gilbert.
Melissa Gilbert, who was Laura
Ingalls.
Little House.
Yeah.
Laura Ingalls.
She took down her Instagram.
Yeah. She was giving them Christmas presents and doing all kinds of things. She knew it was coming for days, apparently. And he just gone. I wonder if she's cooperating. What do you think? Do you think he's in Mexico? Because he's in Albuquerque. Well, how long of a drive is it from Albuquerque to Mexico?
It's not long at all.
No.
It's probably about, I would say, the longest, maybe 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe not that much. You've got Juarez.
Yeah,
right there.
Ciudad Juarez.
Good grief, man. I mean, they could find him unalive, as they say.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking if he's guilty, wouldn't be surprised if he was dead. But it's such a weird thing because nobody's really talking about it. It's just now starting to make news. But if this has been out there for 3 days, he's just gone.
It comes to one of these things where, you don't know what you would do in that situation. But in a situation like this, if you're innocent, man, don't you fight?
Yeah, you absolutely fight. You 100% fight this thing across the board if you're innocent. You fight everything, tooth and nail, fight it if you're innocent. But, God, it's a sad, you just think to yourself, The Cleaning Lady is a good show, too, if you've not seen it.
I haven't seen that.
It's about the cartels. And this lady is like a cleaning lady. They kind of hired her to do stuff. It
sounds interesting.
It's super interesting. But this was wow, man. That's a big show. So very, very weird. And I noticed that she shut down her stuff, but they were talking about all the stuff she was trying to do to those families and help them, which makes me think that there was a little bit of potential something there that she knew.
Maybe trying to placate.
Yeah. I know. And don't do the Sandusky, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just fun playing. We like grabbing each other. No.
In the shower.
Yeah. Good God. All right, coming up, Hot Take Tuesday. Hot Take. We got some hot takes for you here. En fuego, as the kids would say. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Relief Factor is awesome. I want you to try it. Bill tried it. Struggled. Tradesman. And needed something because his joints and his muscles were struggling to the point where he was thinking about changing his job. Heard Relief Factor, said, I'm going to try it. And he went with a 3-week quick start, right? It's $19.95. Within 2 weeks, he had gone from, I think I'm going to have to give up my career to, oh my God, this has changed my life. That's what Relief Factor can do for you. It helps attack those pathways where the inflammation is so big. You know, it's got omega-3 fatty acids, resveratrol, all the stuff in it. And it is incredible. My wife takes it. I take it. I swear by the stuff. And it is awesome. Natural. And you can take it every day. I want you to try a 3-week quick start right now of this amazing stuff called Relief Factor. You could be the next person who says, you know what, Chad, I tried it, and it is amazing. You go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or you call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4 for Relief Factor, and tell them Chad sent you.
All right, drivers, northbound 65 is still shut down between I-840, Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek bypass due to that crash. Then 65 southbound, you got the left lane there blocked as well. And then in Cool Springs, still showing a vehicle fire blocking the right lane, 65 southbound before Moore's Lane. And then southeast of Nashville, eastbound 24 has been down to one lane. The right lane is open there in Manchester, but it's backed up almost all the way to Highway 41. President Trump just told reporters Americans should leave Iran. We've got a manhunt for actor Timothy Busfield. And the Tennessee legislature back in action, looking to cut grocery prices. We'll tell you about it at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Cut those grocery prices, or just take away some of that tax.
That's it. Yes, sir.
Oh, and then tax something else. So that's the way that works.
Got to find somewhere to offset that.
Yeah, that's the way that works, guys. That's
where the rub is going to be.
That's what I'm talking about right there. By the way, somebody just texted and said, "Hey, can you do a shout out for my wife's birthday?" What? Shout out time, Nikki. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Congratulations to your newborn baby Mackenzie. Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Shout out, happy birthday. That was my top 40 birthday shout out.
Totally unproduced.
So happy, yeah, that's right. Some stuff's produced.
Hot take Tuesday.
See what I'm saying, kids? We're going to start with a young, virile weather wizard himself. Ken, what's up?
January is proof that the calendar hates us. All the bills, none of the holidays.
Oh, so true.
Those bills coming due.
That's right. No fun.
And it's cold.
It's cold outside. Arbor Day's not too far away, though. When's Arbor Day? I don't even know what that is.
Arbor Day.
I was telling my wife I'm going to dress up like a tree.
You do it, too.
I would, too.
You totally would.
Oh, my Lord. All right, what do you got first, Bill?
I have two TVs. One's a Roku, one's an LG. The LG, and for all of you that have texted in saying it's in the power settings, it is not in the power settings. I am so sick of this television asking me if it wants to stay, if I want it to stay awake and keep playing the show. I will turn you off when I want you off. Until then, close your pie hole.
Can we just say, I don't know if you're being braggadocious, the fact that you have two TVs, but then I start to realize, you know why? Because Bell has a show on while he's gaming.
This is true. And the gaming television is 55-inch, and the one mounted on the wall is 50.
Oh, we know where the importance is.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Bell plays one game, Pong.
That's not true. It's Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
Pitfall.
Oh, Pitfall. That's right.
Old school, 2600.
Oregon Trail. Whoa. My hot take today is having to do with music. One of the Grateful Dead died, and awful. They were awful, horrible, awful, bad, horrible, awful band that started something that was hippie silliness. The fact they got paid for it is just fascinating. It is crap music. They're a crap band. Even Ken said at one time listening to an album, the guy, Bob Weir, who died, just starts going,
It went on for about 5 minutes, and I finally, all right.
I could agree with you if you said you just disliked them, but that band filled stadiums and had people follow them in the tens of thousands.
Yeah.
Stupid. They wanted to go get high. They only went there because they knew it was the only place back in the day they could go and do weed, smoke the weed, and not
Drop
worry
acid.
about getting in trouble.
Yeah, dude, they
Eat
could
mushrooms.
They could get a lid for $5.
Whoa, man, this could be awesome, man. This could be great.
First concert I ever went to was Journey on the Frontiers tour, and when I was walking into the Orange Bowl, there's literally a guy standing out by the fence, just sort of crouched down, and it said, "Acid for sale, $5." I'm like 15 years old. I'm going, where are the cops?
That's right. They didn't care because they thought these people are dregs of society that smells like patchouli and sadness.
Patchouli and sadness.
They're all
I
out
thought that
there.
was the same thing.
They're playing their recorder, and it's like a drum circle, but with electric guitars. And all of them are on stage playing their own music, doing their own solo concert. And every once in a while, something would sound like it would sync up, and then they go off doing their own thing again.
Yeah, but pretty girls would get up and dance.
Pretty girls would get up and dance. You guys better settle down. I've seen you hairy armpit ladies. You know who you are. And no, you're not even European.
Well, it's hard to shave your pits when you're not taking that shower that
why
often.
Why would you? Bunch of hippies, tie-dye shirts. What was that about? Again,
art, man. It was art.
It was not art.
It's art, man. It was cool to look at when you just bought a lid.
Oh man, I can't believe that, man. Mo is better than Fish, anyways. Fish, that's another band I hate. Because without the Grateful Dead, no Fish. Fish is a jam band.
Fish.
Name me one album from Fish.
Fish.
There you go. Probably. I don't even know. The Fish that stole Pittsburgh. That was a movie.
What's Dave Matthews? Do you like Dave Matthews?
I like some of Dave.
I like some of Dave. He's okay.
But in concert, they're a real jam.
They're a jam band.
They're a jam band.
Yeah.
They're a jam band. He's a hippie. And then he threw poop on everybody. Remember that?
Yes.
Did he? Really?
They were over a bridge. They were going over a bridge, and the driver stopped and released the black tank, and it drained over the side of the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want that, do you, huh?
And there were people in boats below the bridge.
Yeah. How is that environmentally safe, you hippies?
It's actually pretty illegal.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to do that, even if you're environmentally safe. Was it? They do it on purpose, or was it an accident?
They did it on purpose.
Yeah, it could have been an accident because they're all stoned. Because they're smoking the wacky tobacco, getting ready to jam on. That's the only time you should be allowed to smoke weed, is when you're going to go on stage and jam.
Yeah, man.
I'm pretty sure the band didn't have anything to do with
No, I
it.
don't
It
think
was
so
their
either. I don't
driver
know if the band
who made
was
a
on there.
decision.
Anybody got a lid?
Oh, man,
You want my
anybody got a
cat?
lid? Oh, man, I can't believe it, man. I just hit some stuff, man. $5. Did you ask when you saw the guy selling $5 for acid? You're like, is that a good price? I don't know.
Acid at a Journey concert?
What?
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Skinner meets Allman Brothers meets the Dead.
Meets Government Mule.
That's widespread panic. Journey. Dave Matthews follows in Evil of the Dead and Fish. Frat guys and hippies. Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Frat dudes and hippies.
Frippies. You don't want to hang out with frippies, I'll tell you that right now. You don't want any of that stuff. All right, coming up. A lot of good stuff still to get to, frippies. Oh, got some interesting texts. It's Hot Take Tuesday. So as you guys know, Bell's mad at the LG, the television company. Ken's mad at January because he's also, guys, you have to remember too, is it dry January?
Dry January.
A little dry January is going on for Ken.
Yes, sir. I'm going to lose 10 pounds.
10 pounds. He's going to evaporate. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Again, drivers northbound 65 still shut down in Franklin. That's between I-840 and Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek bypass. Then going southbound on 65 there, you've got the left lane blocked. So emergency crews can work that crash. Cool Springs still showing a vehicle fire blocking the right lane, 65 southbound before Moores Lane. And eastbound 24 in Manchester's down to one lane. That backup was all the way to Highway 41. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. President Trump just told reporters Americans should leave Iran.
Not a bad idea. I think they should get out.
This as thousands of people have died in the anti-regime protests there. And as an internet blackout continues, and President Trump has said on social media that, quote, help is on the way. Meanwhile, a manhunt underway for actor Timothy Busfield over child sex abuse charges. According to the criminal complaint, the actor and director is accused of inappropriately touching a young child actor on the set of a TV series starting when the boy was 7 years old. U.S. Marshals are assisting Albuquerque police in the manhunt. ABC's Alex Stone with more.
The allegations out there right now. Police are looking for Busfield. The U.S. Marshals have been brought in. They are searching for him as well. We understand from sources that his attorneys have cut off communication. Where he is, they don't know.
Here in Tennessee, the legislature back in action, cutting the grocery tax front and center. A Democratic bill would exempt low-income households from paying sales tax on food, while Republicans want to eliminate the tax statewide. Shoppers currently pay 4% plus local taxes on groceries. Both parties agree on relief, but they'll need to figure out how to make up for that lost revenue. And doctors calling it a breakthrough. Cancer survival rates have increased dramatically over the years.
First off, says Dr. William Dayhud, Chief Scientific Officer at the American Cancer Society, people started putting out the cigs.
Tobacco use and really drives so many cancers. So the fact that 44% of people were smoking in the 60s, like only 11% now, that's dramatic.
Another reason for the drop in cancer deaths, better therapies that have been able to double the 5-year survival rate for those with metastatic disease. In fact, 70% of people diagnosed with cancer today are expected to live at least 5 years. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Big temperature swings all week long. I'm WSMV4 First Alert meteorologist Melanie Layden. After a cold start this morning, temperatures bounce back to the 60s this afternoon with plenty of sunshine. Expect off and on rain throughout the day Wednesday, followed by a strong cold front that will drop our temperatures to near freezing for the highs on Thursday. Some areas in the Cumberland Plateau could even see a light dusting of snow late Wednesday night.
Guess what? One Big Beautiful Bill has an opportunity for you to take advantage of things in the tax code that are available to you. Now, do you know about them? Probably not. Do you know even how to access them? No, but you know who does? Beacon. Beacon Capital Management does. That's right. Whether it is writing off a portion of your car loan of $10,000 or getting up to $6,500 off as an additional senior deduction or $6,000 off if you're over the age of 65. They've got different things for above line, charitable deductions, all of these things, but you got to know where to look and you got to know how to understand them to do it right because you don't want to get in trouble. That's why you have Beacon. Whether it is long-term care, Beacon, help you with that. Healthcare, Beacon, help you with that. Dollars and cents in your investment, Beacon can help you with that. Estate planning, Beacon, Beacon, Beacon. So what are you waiting for? Call Beacon today. They're local. Get yourself a free, personalized financial consultation. Call 615-488-9303. That's 615-488-9303. Check them out online at beaconcm.com. For Beacon Capital Management, this is a paid placement. Keith just texted in and asked, how are they in Iran with the internet and communication shut down, getting any messages in or out? Well, obviously, we probably have people on the inside, as does Israel. Secondly, Starlink is up, so people who have phones can connect to all the Starlinks around there, which are, and I had Starlink. I'll tell you what, it was awesome. It was so cool. We never had any issues with it. Easy to set up too. You take it out of the box, you set it up, you download the app, and you just, it hooks up right with your Starlink, and within minutes you have really good internet. And it just kept getting better the more that he continued to put satellites in the crowd, in the sky. It's a very crowded sky. Yes, sir, Bill.
So if an outage would occur with Starlink, how long would it last and how bad would it be?
I had maybe... The longest outage I had was probably 15, 20 seconds in like 3 years.
Wow, I thought you were going to say 15 or 20 minutes.
No.
That's pretty dadgum good.
Yeah. You know, I had a couple but that was because we had power outages and we didn't realize it had to be reset. Mm-hmm. So it just didn't come on automatically when everything else came on. But outside of that thing works so well, and it only got better. Now, it's not fiber optics or anything. It's not, but it's still, you're at the point, and the new ones for commercial they're close as fast as you're going to get just about anywhere for what you need. So, and I used to run my show and do everything out there. Never had any worry about it. No lag, nothing. So it was,
which obviously for you is a big deal because you cannot be late with your show.
Yeah. So it was, but I was fascinated by the fact that, and here's the thing: people say, "Well, that's great. You could pack it up," and we did, and we'd go somewhere. We take it with us, and you could just, if you got power, boom, you're good. So you could be out in the middle of somewhere. If you got power, you're connect.
I've seen people like that live in vans or they have RVs or whatever the case may be, using Starlink to for their internet when because they can power it off the engine.
Yeah, it is really what he has done is amazing. I was watching something with oh God, what's his name? The scientist,
Bill Nye.
No, he's not a scientist. He's an engineer. The other guy,
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Him. Tyson. They call him Tyson. That's what he calls him. He was talking about where he thinks we're going to be in 2045. Have you seen that? He talks about that space travel is going to be a normal thing. I mean, us listening here, many of us, we may have an opportunity in the future to go to space as if we were traveling.
First off, I don't want to hear any of this crap because I don't have flying cars. And until I have a flying car, you can stifle on this other stuff.
The reason we don't have flying cars has nothing to do with whether or not we can make them.
Where's my flying car?
The reason is, have you met people driving?
Where's my flying car?
I don't want them above me.
Where's my flying car?
Brother Bilal doesn't care about that.
I know he wants a flying car. What would you do with a flying car?
Probably be the guy above you.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that. Somebody landing on you? No. Some of the other stuff he talked about, he thinks, like I think, he thinks AI is going to cure several cancers.
That would be great.
That would be unsurprising to me.
At this point with AI, yeah, that's unsurprising.
I think that it's probably going to go even beyond that. I think you're going to end up seeing neurological diseases that it's going to end up curing. Things like epilepsy and things of that nature.
Yeah, maybe even start to regenerate cells and stuff when it comes to your brain, and to see people who've had brain damage and stuff. And
Parkinson's.
One of the things they've talked about as AI has been doing all this stuff is it's able to go in, and they think it can go inside of cells, inside of things, certain things, and repair stuff inside of genes. So if you've got something that it may be able to reverse it, including, epilepsy. They've talked about, could this help with autism? But one of the things he said that I think is absolutely true, you're going to be able to have your medicine. Everything will be about you. So it will eliminate anything that would make you nauseous or give you all of the horrific side effects. And that's what it'll do for you.
Well, they'll literally be able to generate a medicine specific to your body.
Yes, 100% specific to your body. So, because, now you watch Ozempic, right? And then it talks about you could lose weight up to 16 pounds. Then it spends the next 45 seconds telling you how you're going to crap your pants. You may explode at any time, right? All the horrible things that can happen to you. But like everything. You're going to have migraines. Your eyes may fall out. You could get leprosy. You're going to get hit by a bus.
It'll be like when they started using Olestra and chips, and the can said may cause anal leakage.
Don't wear white pants. Don't wear the white pants. But one thing, and my old doctor, Dr. Grant Uba, love him, great guy out there in Long Beach, said that they've been working on for years that is coming more to fruition that Tyson talked about. And he said these things a few years ago. At some point, you're going to be able to swallow something similar to like a pill. It will go inside of your body, and it will always it'll break up, and the little cells and things will fly around. And anytime there's a cancer, it'll be like it'll go over, zap it.
That would be great.
So, which is awesome. It is, and that stuff's there. It's going to be, if we don't, we're all going to be. We all have no jobs, so.
Well, at least we might have a cure for cancer, though.
That's a good thing. Bell, your flying car is not feasible because of gravity. You know what? That's not true, because Bo and Luke Duke flew their car all the time.
All the time.
You bet they did. They straightened the curves. Flattened the hills.
Have you seen the drone, the human drone? It's pretty cool.
A human drone?
So you get inside of it, and it's got a, first of all, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I don't know if I really want to get in something that just is only powered by an iPad, but whatever. But and you've got a like a real joystick-like thing, and it's a drone. It's got it only weighs about 150, 200 pounds, and it can take you up and fly you around. It doesn't have you can't go far, but I don't know. If you're really busy in traffic, wouldn't be a horrible thing.
Well, I was told that my flying car could go far, so I want my flying car. I've spent the last 35, 40 years being lied to. I want my flying car.
He wants his flying car.
So you know what you could do with your human drone? You could steal everybody's Amazon packages on their way.
Oh, that's right. You could battle
just
those.
Chase them down.
You could totally battle those. Those, what's funny? Those things are interesting. Have you seen them fly? Have you ever seen any fly around? They're really neat. Like you're going, what's that? Oh, somebody's getting somebody in their backyard. It just goes or drops into your backyard. But I don't. The flying car thing. People are stupid, and we don't need people, flying around in cars, because why should you crash in the air and then smash into people on the ground? Bell.
Well, I wouldn't, and I'm capable of handling an extra dimension when I'm in a vehicle.
That's how you roll. That is how you roll.
Want my flying car?
Yeah, I want a flying car too. But now, would you get into? Here's something for you, because they're here now, Waymos and all these things. So you can get in these cars and drive around. They're driverless. They're going to be. This, by the time, in the next 10 years, that's going to be just the norm for the most things. Here's my thing. If there was a flying car, but no mini pilot, and you have no control, would you get in and still fly around in it?
Do I have a flying car?
That's the flying car, is that?
Then if I have
But you're not driving it.
It's a flying car. I was promised a flying car. I want my flying car.
We know what you want. You want your flying car and your companion.
Sex robot.
It's today. He goes, hey, Chad, look at this. Look at this. And it was one of those robots, but it didn't have any skin on, so it just looked like a white robot. And it's all like it looks like
on the pole.
It was like pole dancing.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm thinking to myself, that looks like your toilet's doing a dance.
But it looked like something out of Star Wars instead of an actual person robot. And it was grinding on the pole.
It looked like a stormtrooper.
Oh yeah. You want loving from the stormtroopers? I don't think so. I don't think you do. The stormtroopers. He wants that's all Bell wants is a flying car. That's it. You want your house under the ground?
Yes.
And a flying car.
My luxury underground bunker.
Do you boys think we're going to live long enough to see the day whenever men and women are walking hand in hand with their robots?
Yes.
Like just out for a stroll.
Yeah.
I won't. I think that'll come.
I think that'll come by the end of the decade.
Oh my God.
I won't last that long.
I think that'll come by the end of the decade. So I think within 4 or 5 years you'll see that. Now, I don't think it'll be prevalent.
Yeah.
But I think by the end of the decade, I wouldn't be surprised if 1 in 10 houses have some sort of Android-like machine inside that they're doing stuff.
Sure.
And then there'll be another one in another house that'll have stuff being done to it. It's so sad. You're the worst.
With some Barry White music playing real loud.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I really like this, Belle.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Yeah. You like ABBA? Would you want one of them to look like one of the ABBA ladies if you could?
No, that's sacrilege.
No, that's sacrilege.
That's just disrespectful.
Oh, it's disrespectful.
Yes.
I'd want mine to look like Mrs. C off Happy Days.
There you go. There you go. That's a quality choice.
You guys already knew I went with my Lucy Liu the other day, so that's it. I went with old Lucy Liu. Coming up, Scott Adams died, creator of Dilbert. What are some of the headlines about him? I'm just fascinated. Like, that's what you put in there? We'll talk a bit about that. Got some of your text messages coming in about flying cars. One person just said, 2333, we have flying cars, they're called helicopters. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. He wants a car that looks like a car.
I want a flying car that I can put in my garage, back out, get up in the air, and go to work in.
Yeah, that's it. That's what he wants. And you better give it to him or else.
And a luxury underground bunker.
Why are you going to work if you're living in a bunker, dude?
Remote work.
Oh, okay. Chip, it's just, he's got one next door. He gets in, flies over to it, goes down. That's how many bunkers he has. Chip, it's just Super Talk 99.7.
To 9 a.m. and streaming on the Super Talk 99.7 WTN app.
Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. They've got opportunities for you to win. Pick, predict, and play. That's what I'm talking about with Prize Picks. Taco Tuesday right now. Got some great opportunities with Prize Picks like this. Victor Wembanyama. Guys, awesome. Are you ready for this? 14.5 points, more or less. That's how you choose a lineup. 2 more players. You're picking on their stats. Based on their stats. Maybe you're like, you know what, Chad, I'm a football guy. What you got for us? Well, you got some good stuff. Caleb Williams, over 231.5 passing yards. McCaffrey, more or less than a touchdown. You can do basketball, hockey, soccer, cricket. They've got everything for you ready to roll. All you're doing is taking the knowledge you have in sports and turning it into dollars. So that's what I want you to do. Get free $50 in lineups. When you download the app, use my code Chad now. So what are you waiting for? Download the app. Taco Tuesday, take advantage of that. They've got an opportunity for you to actually cash out before the game is over while your team is winning, while your player's winning. They get everything for you right in front of you. They get so many amazing things. It's easy to do. Use that knowledge with Prize Picks. Play that first $5 lineup. Get $50 in lineups immediately into your account. Download the app now. Use my code Chad. Prize Picks. Good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789.
All right, Franklin, 65 northbound, still closed between 840 and Paytonsville Road and Goose Creek bypass for that traffic earlier today. However, the good news is southbound 65 there, the left lane has apparently reopened. Then looks like in Pegram now, we've got a vehicle fire, right lane block, 40 eastbound near the Davidson-Cheatham County line. And eastbound 24 still down to one lane. That's only the right lane open there in Manchester. The Supreme Court seems like it's going to side with states when it comes to banning transgender women in girls' sports. Mike Tomlin is out as the Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, and we'll tell you what President Trump says about Americans in Iran coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Mike Tomlin headed into the locker room. Aaron Rodgers. This is it. 5 years from now, he will be a Hall of Famer joining you in Canton.
It's a tough night. It was going to be a tough night. Anything short of them making it all the way to the Super Bowl and winning that, but not the way that he thought it would end.
Yeah, he found out that being chased around by guys half your age. No. There are guys playing in the NFL that he was probably in the NFL when they were born.
Yes.
Can coaches be inducted?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And Mike Tomlin, by the way, for those of you football fans, he is out. 19 years Steelers head coach. Out. He stepped down, which I think is good. They're very stale.
They've just kind of plateaued.
Yeah. Those first 4 or 5 years, 3 AFC championships, he's got himself a Super Bowl, all that stuff. And you think, okay, this is going to go on for a while. He never had a losing record, yet they haven't, what they say, the Jaguars have won 3 playoff games in the last 5 years or 7 years, and the Steelers haven't won 1.
They just get to the playoffs and stall out?
Yeah. It's
kind of what happens whenever, when you do win a Super Bowl, then everybody expects you to do it every year.
Yeah. Well, remember when Dan Marino went? They're like, man, he's going to come back a whole bunch. Never again. Second year into the Super Bowl, played for all those years, never came close to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
You just never know.
How about Jim Kelly? 4 straight Super Bowls.
4 straight Super Bowls.
Lost.
4 straight. Bunch of kids in Africa wearing Buffalo Bills World Championship. Thanks, man.
So they got there 4 times and he didn't win any
in a row. 4 times in a row.
And didn't win any.
Didn't win 1.
Oh, that's got to be an ass kicker.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and now there's these kids over there in Africa and all parts of Asia walking around thinking the Buffalo Bills were the greatest football team of the 90s. No, kids. No, we only send you the bad stuff. Sorry about that. Coming up, a lot of good stuff still to squeeze into. We're going to talk a bit about new legislative session kicks off. They got some stuff in there. It'll be rather interesting. Talk about that. Plus the expense, and I do mean expense, of childcare is insane. It'd be cheaper to send your kid to college, in-state tuition, than childcare, which is nuts. Talk about that, among other things. Chad Benso, Super Talk 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. And again, drivers, northbound 65 still shut down there in Franklin between 840 and Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek bypass due to that crash earlier today. Also in Pegram now, you got a vehicle fire. That's blocking the right lane of 40 eastbound near the Davidson-Cheatham County line. Eastbound 24 still down to just one lane, the right lane, the only one open there in Manchester. 2 breaking stories. The Supreme Court seems like it's going to side with states when it comes to banning transgender women in girls' sports. Also in sports, Mike Tomlin reportedly stepping down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers after last night's drubbing at the hands of the Houston Texans. President Trump says Iran is not a good place for Americans to be right now. They should leave immediately.
Not a bad idea. I think they should get out.
Trump didn't say why, but it comes as hundreds of anti-regime protesters have been killed in Iran, and the government has cut off everyone from the internet. Trump has said on social media to the protesters that, quote, help is on the way. President Trump lashing out at one of the top Republicans in the U.S. Senate for criticizing the Department of Justice criminal investigation of Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
Well, that's why Tom's not going to be a senator any longer, I guess, right? But I like Tom Tillis. He's a nice guy. But look, he's not going to be a senator any longer because of views like that.
A nationwide manhunt underway for former West Wing and Field of Dreams actor Timothy Busfield. Police in Albuquerque accusing him of criminal sexual contact with a minor, child abuse involving a young actor on the set of a popular TV show. ABC's Alex Stone says federal agents have been called after an arrest warrant was issued last week.
ABC News confirming U.S. Marshals have been called in to help find and arrest Timothy Busfield. He's accused of sex crimes on a child while he was directing episodes of the TV show The Cleaning Lady. In two instances, one in 2022 and one in 2024, he allegedly sexually touched a young male actor on set. In a criminal complaint, Busfield allegedly told police the set was a playful environment and that he had tickled boys on set, but that it was not sexual. He claimed the boy's family was angry about the boy getting fired from the show. Police are searching for Busfield now. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Well, doctors calling it a breakthrough. Cancer survival rates have increased dramatically over the years. Dr. William Dayhutt, the chief scientific officer at the American Cancer Society, mentions a few reasons as to why and says research and treatment options have come a long way.
Our science is finding really better therapies, changing the lives of folks. And really, we've doubled the 5-year survival rate for people with metastatic disease now.
Yeah, findings from the American Cancer Society show that 70% of people diagnosed with cancer survived 5 years or more in the period from 2015 to 2021. That's up from about half in the mid-1970s. Food tax relief heating up as Tennessee lawmakers have returned to the state capitol. Democrats pushing to remove grocery sales tax for low-income families, while Republicans want to end the tax for everyone. Right now, Tennesseans pay 4% at the state level, plus local taxes. The challenge ahead, balancing tax cuts with the state budget. And the Consumer Price Index shows that food is one of the items getting more expensive in December. Here's Elizabeth Schulze.
When you kind of look into the details of this report, you do still see why there's a lot of consternation from households when it comes to where prices are going up. Utilities are a main factor. We do still see grocery prices rising. Rent is going up, but not quite as much as it has. That is really good news for households who've seen stubbornly high rent prices.
Inflation came in at 2.7% year over year last month. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Dun, dun, thunderstruck. Yeah. People keep asking about the mandals, the bro candles. We're doing it, kids. We're figuring it out.
That was great, man.
I can't wait for those. They're coming to you. We're even thinking about doing a craft night. We all get together and just do man stuff. Right? Drink beer and fart and do whatever else that we need to do.
Tell loud, nasty jokes.
That's right. Horrible things. Have chicken wings, and then we'll make mandals that smell like gasoline.
And explode like it too.
That's right. And regret and sadness.
Well, remember, we said we would throw in regret if you bought 2 bad decisions.
Oh, there's a plenty of them out there, guys. There's a plenty of bad decisions out there. Speaking of bad decisions, I hope we're not going to do anything in Iran.
No, we are.
Yeah, I know we are.
Yeah, I mean...
Help's on the way, Ken.
I don't know. Yeah, help is on the way, and then Trump today says, I don't know if I'd get out of there.
It's going to be great. We're going to go in there and take out the mullahs.
Anytime I hear this kind of rhetoric, it takes me back to when one of my music directors, when I was doing record promotion, she was in the reserve, and they had called her up, and she did her time for Desert Storm. Yeah. Excuse me. And she told me at one time when we were at lunch that she had been, before the first bomb dropped, she had been in Iraq for 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
Living out in the desert, and they were mapping communications.
I mean,
and so I guarantee you there's people in there that are looking at stuff right now that they need for a strategic strike.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And think about, too, Mossad has been in there for a long time. And so I just don't want to look. Have we not learned our lesson, whether it's South America, whether it is in the Middle East? Have we not learned our lesson?
Chad, bombs have expiration dates.
They do. They do. They have,
and they have to be used before those dates.
It's government. Right? We got to use everything up, or we don't get any more. Here's the thing, guys. We've run out of stuff. We couldn't. The 12-day war was supposed to be 35 days. And they're like, we can do maybe 18? Maybe? So I don't know what kind of strategic fight that we could put on them. One of the things, too, would be interesting is you say that the help is coming. Okay, what exactly does that mean? Because if they're all fighting in the streets and all these kind of things, what are we going to do? We're just not going to lob stuff in there into crowds because that kills everybody. That's probably not a good look.
Start hitting police stations and bases and mullahs' homes. And
we got to ask Bibi Netanyahu because, that's what he wants to figure out what we're doing. And I think the guy that they would like to see run the country is like a friend of Mossad. No, that's the other thing, man. Let them do their own thing.
Let them pick their leader.
Let them pick their leader. Once again, it doesn't work when we do it. It doesn't. It doesn't. This younger generation wants to pick their leader, and they should have every right to do it. Every right to do it.
We picked for Afghanistan, and that didn't work out.
It did not work. That guy, remember that guy left before our people left. His plane could barely take off because of all the stuff he stole.
Oh, he was banking. He was taking grift in a big way.
Yeah. And the Shah, by the way, the one good thing I said about Trump on this one, he's already put that to bed about the Shah's son returning. No, it shouldn't happen. No.
Well, and the Shah's son has been on social media.
Talking about his return.
Yeah, it's like, dude, just sit down.
Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Just enjoy Fairfax, Virginia, wherever you're living, right? Wherever we've got you set up. Here's a little bizarre situation many of you guys don't know. There are several places in and around, D.C. and the Virginia area that are all deposed generals and former leaders of stuff that basically they're on witness protection here.
Yeah, we gave them asylum and
we bought them a house. We gave them all kinds of money. They just, they're raising their family here, and they used to be like the butcher of death back in their home country. So I hope we don't go in there, but you never know. You never know. No, Marco can't lead Iran. Although he can. Did you see what Trump truthed out today? On top of his truth, it says, he had like the You know, when you go to your Wikipedia and it has what you are, it's like the president from. He has president of Venezuela, and then he has president of the United States.
So how is he supposed to run Venezuela, Cuba, Greenland, and Iran, and still be Secretary of State and National
Well, he
Security?
can't run Iran. They're not going to let him do that. We're not going to let little Marco.
They're going to make him do that.
No, because he really wants Cuba. He's going to focus on Cuba because that's what he really, really wants. That's what he absolutely must have. But I just
was he born here or did he come with his parents?
His family was actually chased out by Batista.
Oh, okay. So
from what I understand.
Oh, then he was born here.
Yeah, he's born here. So if I'm correct, if I remember, because you've got Ted Cruz when his dad wasn't trying to kill Kennedy or whatever that Trump accused him of. Remember that?
Yeah.
Dad, didn't your dad try to kill Kennedy? You're like, what are you talking about? Little Marco. But I think his family was out prior to. But of course, if you're living in Miami and anywhere around there, that whole place is Cuban, Venezuelan,
absolutely,
Puerto Ricans.
But dominantly Cuban because it's so close to
It's
the
so
island.
close.
I mean, you've got all these immigrants and people that have established asylum here legally, and they want to stay down close to the island. So when it falls, they don't have that far to rush back.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see is how many people think they're going to be able to return home and then take their land or whatever they think was theirs back. Because there's a lot of people that have given to Trump in particular, because Trump, this is a lot of what's pushing the South America stuff has been that, giant, huge group of folks in Miami and South Beach and everything that have Trump's ear in a mega way that they've wanted this. And now we're going to get Iran. I don't know who's calling for that. I was saying today, so the same people that everybody said 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when I would talk about this is they're screaming death to America. Now we're going to go in there and do what? And by the way, a vast majority, much like what you see on television when it comes to the Democrats and all they ever show is purple hair, or all they ever show for Republicans on the left is some dude with 3 teeth and a red hat going, we're going to get you. Most of the people, of the 100 million people, don't want death to America, don't want death to Israel. What they want is opportunity to rejoin modern society. That's what they want. It's the economy. And that's what this has been about, the economy.
I know most people haven't probably ever bothered to look at the difference, but if you look at what Iran was in the early 70s, mid-70s before Khomeini took it back over.
It was a very modern society.
Yeah, it was absolutely a modern society. You could look at pictures and go, oh, that's probably New York.
Beirut and Tehran. So when I lived in England for some of you, oh my God, you're going to say, you lib Euro. When I lived over there, some of my good friends who were older than us, in fact, this family I stayed with for a while, they used to talk about spending their holidays in Beirut and Tehran because that was kind of like the cool place to go. They got beaches, they got all this stuff, and that was
great hotels, awesome restaurants.
That was their version of us, going to Miami or something, or Mexico, and then it all went to hell. So let's see what happens. And Tehran, I was showing Bell earlier. We were looking at this mall. It is. You would think it is Saudi Arabia or, one of the shishi malls we have here. It was so gorgeous. They just don't have anything left. Nobody's dealing with them.
And unlike our malls, there's had people in them.
Yes, unlike our malls. That's kind of what I've gotten into, watching people go to abandoned malls. It's an odd thing. There's one.
That's cool. I like that.
Have you watched it? Have you seen any of those? There's one that it's so weird. It's an abandoned mall that they're trying to redo stuff with, but somebody put a bunch of pickleball courts in it. And so it's like you go to the mall and it's like quiet, then you turn the corner like what used to be the Orange Julius and a bunch of people playing pickleball.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Rivergate.
It is.
Because that used to be the place I would hang as a teenager.
Was that the go-to place?
Yeah. And it was just cruising and walking around the mall and going into the record stores, and you'd go into Sharper Image and
Sharper Image.
Yeah,
is
you're
so
just
awesome.
doing what teenagers would do, and there's a huge gap between that experience now versus what it was when you and I were growing up.
Yeah, the kids Like so I've got a soon-to-be 16-year-old in, half a year? Not even that, like 5 months. And I've got a 15-year-old. It's my stepdaughter. They love the mall. They absolutely love going to the mall. And that generation is bringing it back, that kind of going to a place and hanging out and having fun, which I find to be fascinating because they're always saying, can we go to the mall? Can we go to the mall? Because that used to be the place everybody went and hanged, right? We'd go have a malt and see Mrs. Cunningham. Before we go out to Makeout Point or wherever.
Go do some necking.
Go do some necking.
Go look at the clothes you wish you could afford.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Walk by that dude who thought he was living the dream selling stereos, or the guy, every mall in America had the guy that played those keyboards and pianos. What's going on, kids? Playing them out there. And you're like, that guy, man, he's living the dream.
And what was the leather store? Wilson's?
Oh, yes.
You walk by that and see all those like kick-ass jackets and
Wilson's.
You're just like, oh, I wish I had the money for this.
Man, I wish I had the money for a $163 jacket that has Frey on the back.
Yep. Or a trench coat that was $350.
I know. Oh, God, those were the days. Now kids are trying to go back to the mall, which is, it's interesting because Jack and them, they love to go when they're here. They like to go out and they like to be amongst the people. You know, you think that there's a generation, the younger generation, the Gen Z in some cases, and definitely the Gen Alpha. They want to be out and about doing stuff. They don't want to be sitting around, which I love, which I absolutely love. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens if we start bombing. Iran's was never like the rest of the Middle East. In pictures, it looked like American streets and towns. The people were way more civilized intelligence. Yeah. It was never like Iraq. It was never like Afghanistan or Pakistan. Iran has always been one of the leaders when it comes to as far as technology, intelligence. They've had all of those things that the others didn't have because they were so much more advanced. And Beirut used to be that way too. But then, of course, it all went sideways. And once we cut them off from the rest of the world, sometimes it's by default. If you tell everybody you can't be friends with us anymore, and the only people you can be friends with are the Russians and the Chinese, and the leaders are evil, they got no choice. So I'd love to see them bring back in the fold. That'd be very interesting to see. But I just don't know what we do in that situation. How do we maneuver around that? And how do we make sure that they know we're there to support them when eventually they get their thing done? Because I don't think any of us want to try to rebuild because it's not going to work the way that we want the Constitution and the liberty and the freedoms. You got to let them do their own thing. All right, coming up, it is Hot Take Tuesday. Got some hot takes here. Some of you chiming in already. Gen Xers. Yeah, we all have fond memories of them all. Spencer's. Still there, by the way, Spencer's. Although you go into Spencer's now, it's just basically T-shirts of The Cure and of Gumball and sex toys.
I'd be curious to see what their percentage of brick and mortar sales are versus their internet sales.
That is interesting. That is very interesting. We should check that out. We have a machine that we can do that. We'll talk about many things, but first, Hot Take Tuesday straight ahead. Chad Mitchell, Super Top 997.
By downloading the SuperTalk 99.7 WTN app.
Bulwark Capital right now wants to talk to you about signing up for their free live webinar. New Year Reset happening on the 29th, 5:30 our time. They're going to talk about the impact of AI, Bulwark, and how they're focused on risk management, lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility, and what they can do when it comes to you and managing and helping you grow your retirement, your investments, your portfolio. They just do it differently than everybody else, and it is amazing. It's absolutely free to you. Doesn't cost you anything. Worst case scenario, it's 30 minutes. You learn some stuff. You part ways. But they do it right. So this is what I want you to do. Register now. Free New Year Reset live webinar, 29th of this month. It's happening at 5:30. You can also get your free Know Your Risk portfolio review. And once you sign up for Zach Abraham's daily market recap, it's really good. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, KNOWRiskPodcast.com for Bulwark Capital's New Year Reset live webinar, 29th of this month, 5:30 our time. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, SEC, registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guaranteed future results. Trek 2605.
The manhunt for actor-director Timothy Busfield is over. He turned himself in. ABC News says it's learned of at least 4 officials in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minneapolis who have quit their jobs in protest of the way the Justice Department is handling the ICE-involved shooting there. Got some Supreme Court news and President Trump talking about what Americans in Iran need to do immediately. All this and more at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
It is Tuesday on Tuesdays. We have a lot of fun. We do cool stuff always here. We got something going on. Tomorrow's One Hit Wonder Wednesday, so start getting your One Hit Wonder in. But today's one of those days where we let our anger, our thoughts, our hot takes free. Hot take Tuesday. Hot take Tuesday. I will lead us off this time, boys. There's a band called the Grateful Dead. Bob Weir passed away. I wouldn't have known him. He looks like just a weird, odd dude. He looks like an odd professor that teaches humanities at some college. But really what he was apparently a guy in a band that was annoying. The worst band of all time. They're up there, the Grateful Dead. And I know some of you might like it because you went there and you got high back in the day. But the reality is they were horrible. They were a jam band that made no sense, that was just the worst, okay? Patchouli and weed and horrible shirts and smelly people. God rest your soul.
You go to a jam band show and you only hear 3 songs because each one's 40 minutes long.
40 minutes long. It's like when you go to church and you're like, oh, God, it's this song. It's slow. And there's only 8 words in it, but they're going to sing it 73 times. Yeah, that was them. And remember South Park? When Cartman tried to warn everybody, you can't let jam bands around because then everybody just starts showing up.
And they had to get that giant drill
to drill by everybody. Yeah. Don't allow it to your neighborhood is what I'm saying. Oh, Grateful Dead gone. Now who's in it? Bruce Hornsby? John Mayer?
Bruce Hornsby has been in it. John Mayer's been. I think they're in what was technically called the Dead and Company, but Bruce Hornsby and John Mayer were like two big names that joined up.
Oh, Bruce. We used to like you, Bruce. Right? You had such great albums.
Bruce
Now,
wanted some drugs. They had them.
That's it. There you go. All right, what do you got for us, Bill?
If you've texted in on this and told me that it's in the settings, it's
Tell
not.
him again.
It's my LG TV is constantly asking me if I want it to stay awake, if I want it to stay on. And if I want it to turn off, I will hit the power button. So LG, kiss my ass and stop it.
So there's that. He's not a fan of that. I get it. You're upset about the whole LG thing, but you know what? You're not looking hard enough. Okay? You're not looking hard enough in the settings.
I shouldn't have to.
Goodness me, he's very angry. Very angry.
Only with LG.
Only with LG. LGBTQ. No, just the LG and the LG.
Roku, love him.
He's got a lesbian gay television. It's very odd. It's very odd. It identifies as a radio. What do you have for us, Ken?
January is proof that the calendar hates us. All the bills, none of the holidays.
All the bills and
it's
none
cold.
of the fun.
We got Arctic air coming in tonight.
Oh, are we still supposed to get snow?
Yeah. A dusting, they say. Which I'm okay with the dusting.
Yeah, because the dusting, it's in and out. You know, but I would like some snow. So if you could make that happen, I'd appreciate that, weather gods. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, a lot of you are talking about how much you guys hate fish, too. I appreciate that. That's solidarity right there. Fish is just, they're awful. I don't know. I mean, and look, I like music, but that's just bizarre. Even Ken said he was listening to an album, and in one of the songs, it was probably only 2 songs on the album. It was 5 hours long. One of the guys is off.
It wasn't fish, though. That was
the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, it was. He was chanting for like 5 minutes, and I just finally said, "All right, let's go to the next."
You have to admit, though, you're absolutely no questions about it in the minority.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No.
Because those bands can sell tickets at high prices.
Oh yeah,
like crazy.
Yeah, pretty girls like them too.
Hairy girls, right? Who don't want to conform to the man. That's who likes him.
The Kylies of the world.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys get that thing I sent you where they stole her coat at a bar?
White men did it?
Yeah, she's running down the streets. Somebody stole my coat. You better give it back.
She probably insulted the wrong person.
Tell us where the jam bands hurt you. My ears. That's
My
where
brain.
they hurt me. They touched me in my no-no spot. That's where. Don't do it. Jam bands are the worst. They show up. They never leave. I've been to a couple jam bands things, you know. You know what else? I've been to some reggae. Kind of the same thing.
I never quite got into reggae.
I went and saw.
Although I do like the English beat.
Yeah, but that's ska.
Yeah.
It's a little faster. That's a cross between the two-tone-y kind of ska beat with the islands, and then they throw some punk in there.
Right.
So, because it goes, a lot faster. Where we went and saw, who did I say? I saw Oshwad. Great. They were a great band. They had a couple big hits. But they played their big hits that were radio hits, and then they played their other 48 songs. They may still be playing them. I don't know.
I actually saw Fish at Starwood Amphitheater.
Really?
One of the best naps I've ever had.
Best naps. Why is that? Because you wouldn't even know when the song ends or begins.
Was there a bunch of Maritahoochie smoke in the air?
So much hooch.
But it was packed. That was sold out.
Yeah. Fish, that's Fish's thing, right? They're a huge live band because you never know how long the concert be. Probably 12 hours.
And when you're paying $800 for a ticket, that's getting your money's worth.
Yeah, it's all just the. I'd rather watch. Oh, you know what? I remember when I interviewed. What was her name? The one who ruined Yoko.
Yeah.
We were talking about her art exhibit, and she was like, how she stand there and screamed, and I was trying not to laugh. I was like, what are you talking about? And they wouldn't let me ask. So why did you kill the Beatles?
Why did you have John murdered?
Yeah, that's right. We know it was you and Mr. Chapman. He was that whole thing though. She was just remember her art. She would just stand there, and go ah.
Oh, it was I saw a video the other night of it was her with Chuck Berry and John and the band, and she's doing the whole screaming thing, and you can just look at
Chuck Berry.
Chuck is looking at her with such disdain.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Oh yeah, God, the disdain is spectacular. The way Chuck would look at some of them and give you a look that would be hilarious because some of these people were just but her, she was a special kind of nut. All right, coming up, talk. We got some more of your hot takes coming in. Talk a little bit about what's going on. The first session of getting together here in Tennessee. What will they do? We shall discuss. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers 65 northbound still shut down in Franklin due to that crash between 840 and Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek bypass. Pegram got a vehicle fire that's blocking the right lane. 40 eastbound near the Davidson-Cheatham County line. In Antioch now, we got a crash. 24 eastbound before Harding Place, and then 24 westbound before Hickory Hollow Parkway. So, boy, a lot of crashes and things in the way. And it's not even rush hour. Oh, by the way, one more. Eastbound 24 down to one lane in Manchester. Stay to the right. The right lane's the only one open there at Manchester for a crash. NBC says actor-director Timothy Busfield of The West Wing and Field of Dreams has turned himself in to authorities in Albuquerque, where he is facing child sex abuse charges. ABC News says it's learned at least 4 officials in the U.S. Attorney's Office in Minneapolis have quit their jobs in protest of the way the Justice Department is handling the shooting of Renee Good by that ICE officer last week. And the Supreme Court seems like it's going to side with states when it comes to banning transgender women in girls' sports. They heard arguments today for about 3 hours. And in sports, Mike Tomlin reportedly stepping down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Thousands of people have died in the protests in Iran. President Trump was asked about it while touring the Ford plant in Detroit today, and he said he's prepared to take action.
Nobody's been able to give me an accurate number. I have heard numbers from everything's a lot. One is a lot. But I've heard numbers much lower, and I've heard numbers much higher. We'll be knowing. We're probably going to find out over the next 24 hours.
Well, ABC News is reporting thousands have died in the protests against the regime in Iran, and Trump says Americans in Iran should leave immediately, but he didn't say why. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Near freezing for the highs on Thursday. Some areas in the Cumberland Plateau could even see a light dusting of snow late Wednesday night.
All right, your back, your neck, that pain that you think can't get rid of, you can in 2026. Thanks to our friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. So write this down, painisbad.com, or call 615-246-5009. Go see Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley. Okay, so the Wellness Institute of Nashville is incredible. They're my doctors. They should be yours. The newest thing they have, the greatest thing, technology like you could not believe. It is a game changer in the world of getting you healthy. It is the Hydrowave. What is that? Stimulates your very own stem cells in your body, so it regenerates tissue to grow new blood vessels, healing throughout a process called angiogenesis, and it is incredible. So this is what I want you to do. Get yourself up and moving. Right now, their new special, 2026, 47% off non-surgical decompression for the New Year's. Go check out the new Hydrowave. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley will take care of you. 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or painisbad.com for the Wellness Institute of Nashville.
clients, DRURYlaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Relief Factor. You need some relief? So let's just say you are somebody who's working out a little bit more, right? I'm doing a lot of that. This weekend, lifting weights, running, doing stuff, getting ready, and start playing some, probably start doing hopefully some senior pickleball tournaments coming up. And I'm hitting the weights harder. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff. My legs and stuff, man, they can get sore. And I'm running up and down, doing all kinds of stuff. Started taking Relief Factor months ago. I don't have any of those problems. My knees don't hurt at all anymore. But really my thighs and stuff that I normally, my hamstrings, that would be in so much pain from some of the stuff I'm doing. No. Why is that? Because of Relief Factor. The stuff in Relief Factor is amazing. It's 100% natural. If you've got issues, especially with recovery and your muscles and stuff, and you get home and you just feel like, ugh, this is going to help you in a major way. It's never the workout. It's always the recovery. Let Relief Factor help you with that. Call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF for Relief Factor, or go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Tell them Chad sent you. One of my favorite texts just came in. I saw Fish in concert in the Everglades for the millennia. They played for 2 straight days. Very minimal break. It was on New Year's Eve. They played from 8 o'clock that night until 6 a.m. I'd have to say it was a cool show. But I don't think I could. I'm sorry. I mean, that makes, what's his name? Bruce Springsteen is always playing. What, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours? 6 hours of guys just playing the same song? No, thank you. I'll pass. I will pass on that.
I'm not a real huge Springsteen fan, but, you know, at least he gives his fans their money's worth.
Yes. Yes. I'm not either. By the way, people keep sending stuff to Bell on how to fix his television. It is arguably the funniest thing.
Yeah, I'm ignoring
of the day. It really is. My buddy Jim just sent some because he's listening. LG TV change, auto power off time.
Not there.
And here's the thing. He wouldn't tell you because his pride is not going to allow this to happen. Okay?
I've spent multiple hours trying to figure this out, and it's just not happening.
Multiple hours. Why don't you switch? Because the other TV doesn't do it, right?
Yeah, but the other TV's bigger, and I want to be able to game on that one.
It's Pong, dude.
7 Days to Die.
7 days. It's the only game you play, right?
Pretty much right now, yeah.
What were your go-to games?
What were they? Well, when I was playing online games, it was Star Wars Galaxies, Rising Force Online, and there was one other that I'm trying to remember. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh, okay. I got a gunslinger game one time. It wasn't Red Dead Redemption. It was before that. It was a big gunslinger game. And the character's name was Cole because I'm so into Westerns. This is how the game went for me. All right? It was Chris Christopherson was the voice of it. And it just kept saying, "Come on, Cole," because I couldn't move Cole anywhere. I got him stuck behind a rock 2 minutes into the game, and it just kept going, "Come on, Cole.
Hurry up or we're leaving you.
Come on, Cole. Come on, Cole." Never went anywhere. I'd never played that game again. That was it. Woohoo! Okay, kids. They're in session. By who? The legislators here in session today. Kicked off 2 hours and 41 minutes ago.
It's a new year. It's a new session, but there's going to be a couple things recycled actually from 2025, including a bill that would allow local school districts, public local school districts, to charge tuition to undocumented students. Those for the bill say those students put a strain on the district. Those against tell Fox 17 it would have a negative effect on low-income and immigrant families already struggling to access basic educational resources. It did pass the state Senate last session, but it did not make its way through the House. How about a new bill? Democrat State Representative Gabby Salinas out of Memphis is proposing a bill hoping to keep immigration enforcement away from schools and churches without prior notice. It would bar ICE from all pre-K through 12 school grounds and all church properties without prior notification. Both bills set to be discussed, as well as other things regarding immigration. The session starts up today at noon.
Never been a big, charging the kids. I'm sorry. They're here. It's not their fault. Never, that's never been. When it comes to the kids, you know what? Yeah, their parents may have come here illegally. Some of them may have overstayed visas, whatever it is. they're some of our DACA kids but whatever, they've been here for a while. I don't think, and who's going to charge that? That's the other side of it. Are you going to can the school districts force that? Can can they force it all the way from the top? Can the governor force, hey, everybody's got to do this? I'm not a big fan of that. They're also trying to, are you guys ready for this? Yeah, no tax on the groceries.
Both Republicans and Democrats say they are ready to get back to work, and lowering the cost of groceries is going to be a big topic. Putting food on the table in Tennessee is an expensive proposition. Monique Johnson, who has lived in Tennessee for 55 years, says this is the most uncomfortable she's ever felt.
I need to know exactly how much I'm going to spend when I go in there and what I need and not spend excessively.
In recent years, state lawmakers have taken steps to lower the sales tax on groceries. And State Representative John Ray Clemens of Nashville is now sponsoring a bill that exempts low-income families from paying any sales tax on food and food ingredients.
So the bill won't deal with that necessarily, specifically SNAP recipients. It's going to deal with the more of the grocery sales tax side.
I asked Clemens about specifics on the income threshold. He says the guidelines are still a work in progress.
Tennessee has a 4% sales tax on groceries and foodstuffs. So local governments can put up to 2.75% on top of that. And so if we can try to eliminate that grocery sales tax for any families.
Yeah, that'd be great. If we can get rid of all taxes, that'd be phenomenal. Now, here's the problem. Where's the money go? Right? Because it disappears. Okay, great. Now we need to make that money up. So as far as monies, the state would lose close to $1 billion. Now, how do you fix it? Well, several things. Large corporations, you're going to go after them. Budget cuts or reallocation. We know they're not cutting anything state-wise in the budget unless they, business taxes and new taxes. And Bell and I were talking about this before the show. So you're going to go tax businesses more. So then they can do what? Pass that on to you. So we're back in the same position that we were prior. Or close the loopholes in certain corporations, which could bring in 900 million-ish. I mean, so when you break it all down, it sounds awesome. Oh, what can we do here? But at the same time, it's like we've got to figure out a way to, talking about, and this is the thing that's frustrating. We always talk about taxes and inflation. Is the earnings keeping up with it? If inflation's up 70%, but your pay's up 90%, you don't care. If it's up 3%, your pay's up 1%, you care. That's a tax. There's always going to be some inflation, and inflation's a little bit hotter than they thought, according to the new CPI. But what about the earnings? How are people going to earn more? What are they going to do? How can they better themselves in this situation? Because that's a big portion of it. And, I've always said the way that you get ahead isn't by earning more where you are. I've always had to move elsewhere to earn more for the most part, up until the last, decade or so with my shows. But that's how I earned more. So you had to go across the street because you tap out at a certain level and you realize, okay, I'm not going to get it done here. And then you'd have to figure out, okay, how can I make myself more valuable? Which is another big deal. And then the other thing that I found just fascinating and both scary is the fact that, are you ready for this?
Get this, for most families, sending a child to a Tennessee public university costs less than paying for infant daycare.
The eye-opening detail comes from the latest State of the Child report. And parent or not, the financial strain of childcare impacts every industry and really touches everybody in the workforce.
Yes. Yes, it does. It is so expensive. Daycare is getting more and more expensive. We were talking to Ken, about this in the first hour. He said, well, when they had kids, this is before, he said his greatest time in his life was when he lived in Albuquerque and he didn't have to worry about that. But then the kids came along. But they thought the same thing I thought. Okay, you go to work and you're going to earn enough money to cover the daycare. If you were going to earn $100,000 and daycare costs $30,000, okay, you're going to earn $70,000, daycare costs $30,000. If you're going to earn $30,000 and the daycare costs $30,000, that's a waste of our time. But to think that daycare now is on par or more expensive than in-state tuition, whoo, that's crazy. It's about the economy, stupid. We've got breaking news. Are you watching this, young Ken? Timothy Busfield turned himself in.
Yeah. He posted a video that TMZ has shown on its social medias where he says he had to lawyer up. Then he lawyered up on Friday. No, he got the word on Friday, lawyered up on Saturday, and then drove 2,000 miles to Albuquerque and arrived to face the charges, which he says are untrue, and he is going to fight, and he will be exonerated.
Which is, you and I were talking about, you go into hiding like that's going to, makes people think you're guilty, and you've got to fight, but the damage. So people.
He's already labeled.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He's already labeled.
This will stick to him, even if he is innocent.
Yeah,
it's going to stick to him.
It's going to stick to him. It is. It's going to, like Michael Jackson. It's a weird thing with
Kevin
Michael
Spacey.
Huh?
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey. You're right, but not. What's his name from the Who? Roger Townsend. Who was the one?
Pete Townsend.
Pete Townsend. I mean, not Roger Daltrey, but Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
Didn't stick to him with that weird stuff.
No.
But for the most part, it is never going anywhere unless you're Epstein. Apparently, that doesn't stick. but it is, and you're still working. You're not 85 and retired. You're still working, and that will stick with you forever now. And there'll always be whispers and stuff behind your back.
The thing about Kevin is there was all that preamble of, he did this to this guy and this guy's claiming this. He never saw the inside of a courtroom. He was never convicted of anything.
No, in Europe, he saw the inside of a court. That's why he went bankrupt, because he fought it. And he won. But it didn't matter.
But he's not convicted of anything.
Yeah, he's not convicted of anything. So it's like, he's not convicted of anything, but it will stick with him, just like how they railroaded OJ. Come on.
That man was a national treasure.
Always a national treasure.
And he worked hard.
He did.
Hard to find the actual killers.
He did. He looked at every single, and I do mean every single golf course in Florida for decades.
Yeah, behind the bushes.
Yep. He thought he found him one time inside of a hotel room in Las Vegas, and they were trying to steal all of his memorabilia.
Yeah.
But that was a mistaken identity.
OJ actually sliced a ball one time, and his excuse was, I thought the body was over there.
I thought the body was over there. Ask Cato. That whole thing still today is so bizarre.
Cato Kalin, man.
Again, he became a star in our world.
He did.
A dude who lived in somebody's casita pool house in the backyard became a well-known celebrity for a while.
And nobody really knows what he really did.
Yeah. Who are you? I don't know. It's just a guy that comes with the house, I guess.
He's just Cato Kalin.
He's just Cato. What is he? He's in the entertainment industry. What does that mean? In L.A., it means anything. It means anything. All right, we're going to wrap it up straight ahead. Matt's going to come in for the what do we call it? We call it the welcome Matt now. We're going to call it Matt and I Chat. Matt and I Chat. Straight ahead. Wow, look at it. It must be chilly outside. You've got your jacket on the indoors.
It's cold.
It's cold.
You know, I was thinking this walking down the hall. I remember a time in my life where I was never cold.
Never.
Like, never cold.
Yeah, you get older.
And you get older, and
it's so weird at times. I'll be like, ooh, I'm doing my work in my studio. I'm like, ooh, it's a little chilly
It's
here.
brisk.
And I should turn on the, I'm going to turn on the old.
Turn on the heat.
Yes. Oh, God. How did we get here?
I don't know.
Next thing you know, we're going to be talking about our hips.
Oh, no, I got a mystery pain earlier today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was right above the right above the leg muscle, the calf muscle there.
Uh-oh.
Right in the bend of the knee, just rando pain. It'll go away.
Yeah.
Time for a knee replacement.
No, they don't tell you that, but mystery pains. You wake up, you got a pain. 3 days later, it's gone.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Remember when you were a kid and you're like, Grandma, what's wrong? Your arms are all beat up. She looked like she's been, it's just, I'm always cutting myself. I'm like, ooh, this is what happens when you get older.
And you think yourself, I'm never getting like that.
I'm never going to get like that.
It beats Plan B, kid. Beats Plan B.
I pulled a fat reaching for a coffee cup.
That's tough.
Yeah.
He pulled a fat.
Uh-oh, don't do that.
No,
that's the worst.
Hurt really bad.
I've been there.
Twisted
done that.
the chunk.
I thought my shoulder, with the shoulders, I thought it was doing well until I'm moving book boxes around and doing all that stuff for the house. And the shoulder's like, hey, we don't, got to build up the strength there, buddy.
Have you golfed with
damn it.
Yeah, I've golfed a couple times.
Did it fix it?
No, the golfing seems to be fine. My game has not. It would have been a difficult thing to make my game worse. So the game has gotten worse.
I thought maybe it gave you some remember that movie where the little leaguer his arm got hurt? And then he throws, I thought you're coming in I hit it 480 yards now.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I was kind of hoping for that. Did not happen.
Did not
happen. As of yet. Who knows?
So what's going on with you, man?
I don't know, man. We're just, covering the news, trying to figure things out. I spent an hour of my life. If you cannot sleep, I would strongly encourage you to listen to oral arguments at the United States Supreme Court.
Oh, yeah, they'll put you out.
It'll, you'll go to bed. Look, and I'm going to talk about this on the show. Elena Kagan is a left of center judge.
Yes.
Sonia Sotomayor, left of center judge.
Yes, that's what I hear.
I'm going to have a tendency to disagree with them on, the way that they read the Constitution and the way they interpret the Constitution. But they're both very smart people.
Yeah.
Let's not disabuse ourselves of the notion that these are smart women. Ketanji Brown Jackson is not a smart person. And I cannot get beyond it. She got hung up. She got hung up today. Remember when they were like, what is a woman?
What is a woman? She got hung up again.
She got hung up again today, man. And the hang up is about 2 minutes long, and it is delicious because she verbally boxed herself in a corner where she had to figure out a way out of it without defining what a woman was.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can. And this is why Democrats, this is why you lose all the time.
Well, and you know what? I think they're going to lose this case, and I think they should.
Yeah, they've lost this case.
And what are Democrats going to do with this? This is a great off-ramp for you Democrats on this whole issue. Just take the L, move on, get to things that people care about. But if you dig in and triple and quadruple down on this, because most of America get it. Most of America feel like it's unfair to the girls.
Yeah. Even Democrats feel it's unfair to the girls.
Right. So just, you know what? Just walk away from it. You don't even have to take the L. Yeah. Just be quiet. Walk away.
Walk away.
That's all you got to do.
Say, look, treat the kids good. Don't be mean to them, but we've got other things.
Be nice.
People want to worry about putting, food on the table and make sure that they've got gas.
Yeah. Focus on the economy.
There you go. There you go. Well, it's going to be fun. He's in straight ahead. One Hit Wonder Wednesday tomorrow. Get your One Hit Wonders in later.